welcome to Prime Morning. My name is Shay Foley and I'm full of smiles. I'm alive and I thank God for giving me life, as well as you should do same. Thank God for giving you so much life this morning, so much energy, so much joy. Even if we have problems and worries, the most important thing is that you have life. And life surpasses every single thing. So one more time, let me say good morning and welcome to this beautiful Wednesday. Well, starting off on a rather very sad note with the fact that yes, one person died yesterday, recorded with a heavy downpour that happened right here in the capital city, Accra. And if you also have, reports of flooding in your area, you can do well like yesterday we did. You can share with us via our USSD short code *899*76#. You can just share with us as well. Let us know your challenges if you face any, as well as on social media, Joy Prime Official across all platforms. We'd love to hear from you. This morning we are streaming live on Facebook and of course also on YouTube. So for those of you who are not watching on TV, do also share the link and share the page as well so your friends can see that we are here this morning for you. Today on the show we're talking office romance. I know, a very interesting subject. And have you in any ways faced, issues, if I can say, challenges or special moments with office romance? We'd love to hear from you as well when we start our conversations about this on the show. Well, my name is Jay Foley. I'm not going to be here alone. My two combatants join me shortly on set, and we present to you the biggest breakfast morning show. Also want to say a very big sorry, and we are apologizing for that unhealthy content that came on our screens about 2 days ago on what's trending. Really sorry about that. It came into our live view, and well, for those of you who saw it, yes, one more time, we are really sorry. We've taken steps to make sure that such content will never be displayed on our platform again, so please accept our apology. Let's move on with the show now, starting off with our daily nugget. Before we do that, don't forget, this show is proudly brought to you by CB Men's Capsule, CB Women's Capsule, Susie Herbal Center holding us down, as well as Fan Milk giving us such a bright, wonderful breakfast morning show. The name is Jake. Don't go away. Coming up next, our daily nuggets. This morning, our daily nuggets, we're taking it from no other person but Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou this morning says, history, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived, but it faced with courage need not to be lived again. And I take it again. History, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived, but its faced with courage need not to be lived again. Maya Angelou. Wonderful. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Jay. How you doing?
I'm fine, and I know you're staring at me, and that look tells me that, Jay, I'm gonna say I like what you're wearing. Thank you. Did I take the words right out of your mouth?
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Well, I just want to say thank you to Sir Art Designs as well. I'll give you more about Sir Art and what he has.
Sir Art guy, I need to have a few days
conversations.
With him. No, I need a
BTH,
like a whole week
on
with
BTH.
him for him to,
You do a BTH at his house.
Oh yeah, at his house. So for him, by the time I come out, I'll be a pseudo Jay Foley.
Thank you. Well, let's get to know more about Maya.
Yes, and I love today's daily nuggets because we are in very historic times. This George Floyd protest across the world. We're also seeing coronavirus, and she said that we cannot unlive the pain that we have seen as Africans worldwide, those who have lost their family members. But if we face it with courage, we do not need to see these things again. It's very important for the moment we find ourselves in. And trust Maya Angelou to have something for us. Maya Angelou was born on the 4th of April, 1928. She was an American poet, singer, memoirist, and civil rights activist. Also, she published 7 autobiographies. She actually documented her life 7 times. Imagine how eventful her life was. She wrote 3 books of essays, several books of poetry, and is credited with a list of plays, movies, and television shows spanning half a century. Wow. 50 good years.
Wow. This is a lot of things,
Of course. She was also honored by universities, literary organizations, government agencies, and special interests groups.
May her soul rest in perfect peace.
Perfect.
All right, so with that out of the way as well, we'll be jumping into Shaker. But this morning, office romance. who succeeded at multimedia and got
Oh,
married?
I know people, pan. This conversation, this table you want to shake, because I can name about 3 or 4 couples right now.
Okay.
Let me just start with my good friend from the Super Morning Show team,
Yes.
Raymond Aqua.
Okay.
The month I joined the Super Morning Show,
That is the month
he
that-
was off getting married to Miss G
Oh.
on the entertainment desk.
Look at that.
In just oh no, yeah, news headlines now. Miss G saw entertainment interviews no more. Are you across the newsroom?
I know, right?
Jay Foley.
I get it. I get
But
it.
do you have any experience in office romance, or have you seen it firsthand?
Well, seen, yes, but unfortunately or fortunately, I haven't been in
Hey,
office.
unfortunately, they said you wanted to do some power.
No. Well, I mean, on a good note, if it happens and you end up, getting married, hey, why not? But if it doesn't end well, I mean, hey.
Great. I can't wait for that conversation to start.
Don't even listen to what's happening in your head.
I heard something about who's Jeremy.
On that note,
Jeremy.
On that note,
Jay Foley.
Yes.
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou.
Angelou Nyehio, bro.
50
Jeremy.
years. 50 years. 50.
Do you know Jeremy really loves Maya Angelou?
Yes.
She does.
Oh, I took.
Does she also love you?
Well, on that note, this is how the show is just about to begin. More on Office Romance coming shortly.
The biggest breakfast on TV. I love this show.
Good morning, lovely viewers. We're here again, my team and I. We're here to give you the shake-up. It's all about the shake-up, the morning workout. So you ready? My team are ready. 1, we go 2, good, 3, side, 4, nice one, 5, 6, let's go, 7, 8, 9, 10, very good. Okay, so now let's go. We go 1, let's go, change to the side, 2, we go 3, very good, 4, let's go, 5, 6, very good, 7, 8, 9, 10, very good. Give me 5 more. 1, we go 2, 3, very good, 4, 5, 6, let's go 6. Okay, very good, very good. Now let's go. Warm up, let's go, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go. Give me 10 more. Go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now watch. Let's go. Open. We go. Let's go. Go. Keep going. Okay. Start counting. 1. Let's go. 2. We go. 3. Let's go. 4. Good. 5. Let's go. 6. 7. Let's go. 7. Go. 8. 9. 10. Let's go. Give me 10 more. Go. 10 more. 1. Let's go. 2. Let's go. 3. 4. Nice one. 5. 6. Go. 7. Let's go. 7. 8. 9. 10. Very good. 10. Now pick it up. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go. Face the side. Let's go. Keep going. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go. Give me 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Let's go. We have 2 more. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. 6. Go. 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, last one. Let's go. Keep going. Don't stop. That's the last one. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Very good. Stretch. Stretch. 10 seconds rest. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Stretch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up. Let's go. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, change. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. All right, up, up, up. Okay, let's go. Stretch up. Yeah, let's go. Up. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Take it same way. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, change. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Let's go. Let's go. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Very good. Let's go. Go. Side. Let's go side. Side. Now we go with the waist. Let's go. 1, 2. We go. 3. We go. 4. Okay. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Okay. Thank you for watching. Catch you same time tomorrow. It's all about the shakeout. Stay safe.
And it's all about the shake-up this morning on the biggest breakfast on TV. This is Prime Morning. We'll go for news flash in just a moment. But, Jay, I think our friends from Fan Yogo still want us to remember.
I tell you what, you know, each time I come on television, I'm always spying and eyeing this Fan Max. And, you know, I'm just trying very hard to keep the temptation.
Self-control,
yeah,
bro.
self-control.
Self-control. I'm praying for your soul.
This morning, you can actually get one of this and all the other Fan Yogo products or Fan Milk products to your home. It's very easy. All you have to do is just dial this number, 0551. 76 76 76. It's easy, right? But only if you live in Accra, Kaswa, or in Tema, because they will definitely deliver it to your home if you're ordering more than 20 Ghana cedis. And when they bring it as well, you pay the delivery, you understand? Small, something small. But anyway, it's all good. So just get this delivered to your home this morning as well. Fan Max, Fan Yogo, Fan Milk, Fan Choco, Fan, all the products they have. Yes, and it's very easy. 0551 767676. And this morning, Fan Milk is actually holding us down on Prime Morning.
Of course. Now we present to you Guaman, which is the Socal Center Vendor of the Week. Now, boosting your immune system shouldn't be a luxury. Jay, I hear so many people talking about how healthy living and being organic is so expensive, but it shouldn't be. Yes, the products are here. They are locally grown. They are found in everybody's garden.
Yes.
And so it's just a matter of finding a brand that will make them available to you in the best possible form. That's why I love Guaman infusions. I've taken a bit of time to Google them since we started talking about them, and I realized that it's actually like tea.
Yeah.
It's like tea awonum, but it's not the same as your normal tea that you drink. This one, it has what they call grandma's favorite recipe. You know how if you have a headache or you have a cold,
grandma's favorite recipe.
Grandma always goes to take some herbs and goes to add some 1 or 2 things, and all of a sudden, Charlie, you're good to go.
Yeah.
They've taken that mix and they've put it in the infusion.
Okay.
So that when you brew the tea, you're good to go.
Wow.
So doing that on a daily basis, and I'm going to get myself a box because, you know, you need it so that your voice is okay, your sinuses are cleared, you're feeling energized, your system is detoxified. Yeah, and so you can call them on 0273 111-999, 0273 111-999. If you want to know details of what's in there, akekedro, ginger, sobolo, hibiscus, lemongrass, and moringa, which we know is a wonder herb. So get on the program. Make sure that you can get some Guaman infusions. You can get them at the Farmers Market, Palace, ShopRite, Koala, Max Mart, Marina Mall, and Quick Mart.
Well, we'll be going into news flash, but real quickly, Sir Art Design this morning also have a fantastic news for you. So guess what? You can also just dress to look good, like what I'm wearing. And guess what? You can actually get this for just 200 Ghana cedis. Only if you call Sir Art now and say J Fully.
That's the magic word.
0244-199-257. 0244-199-257. You know, Father's Day is coming and you're on a budget, so you know what to do, you understand? Call the art right now. Let him sort you out low key, sort your father out low key, and then we move on quietly, you know. 0244-199-257. All right?
All right then, thanks, and let's go for the news flash.
All right, so welcome back. You're watching our news flash. Now let's go straight into the Ghanaian Times this morning. First story, Accra underwater again. This is like a cycle, you know. It always come and always go. Anyway, after 4-hour downpour, property destroyed, one dead at Adabraka. Also, court remands man of God over alleged threat to kill EC boss. Now, this story is trending.
Yes,
You know,
this man who was picked up by national security.
Yes, and when he was later searched, they found, you know, weed or let's say marijuana on him. That's even that killed it.
I've met this man before.
Somewhere. Have you?
I've met this man before.
It's he's on the Chronicle,
Chronicle Newspaper front page. I think I've met this man before.
Did you go to his church?
And if he's the... No. I met him in my office in Takrady. If he's the man that I know, he should be a sympathizer of the MPP.
As well.
Yeah. But anyway.
Well, still more stories here. So Jamestown, we've mentioned this before, to get 1.8 million Ghana cedi ultra modern edifice. That's on page 15. And also tension mounts at Agomeda over chieftaincy dispute. And that story is on the page 15 of the Ghanaian Times. Lastly, about 170,000 MSMEs also apply for the business support, you know, the loans. Interesting. About 170,000 businesses.
That shows, first of all, how many businesses we have and how many of them need cash.
Need cash. And I hope that when they take this money, they use the money for the right purposes.
That's why our company, we decided to stand back and let them take the cash. Because we realized that they would need... Oh, I see a face on the back page of the Ghanaian Times.
Mr. Wilson Arthur, Wasa East to be transformed into model district. Oh,
interesting.
You know, I've always said this, that why don't we pick one region and super develop it and use it as a model to create the rest? I just pray with. Anyway, that's
I'll make a confession. I used to work for him.
Oh, okay.
He's the owner of Sky Power FM in Takrady.
Oh, that is
that's
Willie?
the famous Willie.
Oh,
that's the famous Willie of Takrady.
The famous Willie. Oh,
and when we go off here, I'll tell you where I ran into you in one of the concerts that you brought me Sakede to Takrady.
Oh my days, Daniel.
And this man was walking on the stage like,
Daniel, don't do that. Daniel, don't do that. Anyway, all
J.
these
Foley.
stories, you can read more of it in the middle of the Ghanaian Times. You can see more pictures on the flooding as well. Over to you.
Okay, I'll take you straight to the Chronicle Newspaper. It has two stories that Jay has already spoken of. Gospel minister in national security dungeon for threatening EC boss. You see the picture there of Apostle Kwabna Eje, and he's holding that packet of marijuana that Jay was referring to. Floods devastate Accra again. It's so unfortunate that we're talking about this story. I'll quickly refer you to what's the Daily Graphic front page and the final front page are saying, because they have reported the number of deaths to 5. J. Foley. Floods wreak havoc again. It's on the front page of the Daily Graphic. 5 die at Okaikoi North in yesterday's downpour. For those who don't know Okaikoi North, I drive by there every day. Tesano, North Kaneshi. So they are quite
affected with flooding.
Thank you. So the Okaikoi North municipal assembly office is actually just before Zuzu.
Okay.
You know, remember Zuzu?
Zuzu.
Okay. The when you come up from Abeka Junction,
okay,
you're going towards, you know, the Healing Jesus office. You're going towards that Total. Yeah. So it's one of those right turns there. That's where the Okaikwe North Municipal Assembly is, and that larger area. That's where, unfortunately, these floods devastated and 5 deaths were recorded. It also says on the front page of the Chronicle, minority failed to shoot down CI-126. Yesterday, Jay, there were 2 news conferences in quick succession because they passed the CI-126, which empowers the Electoral Commission to compile a new voter register.
Yeah.
And the votes was 82 to 106. Yeah, that's the minority had. Was it 92 or 82?
It's actually 92.
92, thank you. The minority had 92, the majority had 106. Harun Idrisu immediately addressed the media. Osei Mensah-Bonsu also addressed the media. Basically going back to the arguments that the minority has made. But they may have a window because remember it's in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court can decide. We understand that on the 11th we will hear something definitely from the court. They can decide that the Electoral Commission must accept voter registers, voter ID cards for those who want to register. Then it moves from there. Apollonia Youth Once Chief Distilled, NBSSI prepares disbursements for over 110,000 MSMEs who apply for stimulus package. So this one is reports 110,000.
Wow.
Yeah, but the Ghanaian Times saw 170,000, right?
Okay, yeah, for the MSMEs as well. Okay, so let's move on. Daily Guide, as well as similar stories in the Daily Statesman. So CI-126 passed voter registration to begin June 30th as well. Sunyani military barracks disinfected and killer NDC apostle caged. We found on him, like we mentioned early on as well. I think these are the same stories trending in the Daily Guide.
There's one different story on the front page of the Daily Graphic that I'll quickly bring you because the others, like Jay said, have been trending all over. CI-126 operational today. Voter registration begins June 30. Floods wreak havoc again. 5 lives lost. This is what I referred to earlier. Now, flogging father sentenced to 24 months in jail.
The guy, you know.
Thank you. The guy, no. The guy who beat his 3-year-old son and scarred him. Now, yesterday, he spoke to our own colleague, Erasus Asaridonko, who works with Love FM in Kumasi, of course, our sister station. He told him that he admits that he has had episodes of mental health issues.
Is it?
Yes, mental health degradation. And he actually went on to describe certain visions and dreams that he has had. And so he admits that he is someone who needs help. And I think that...
That's a step.
It's a step, thank you very much. I think that as much as we feel compassion for the young boy and we feel pity for him, if someone admits he's sick, we need to pay attention to it. Of course, there are those who argue that...
It's just sad that the child is a victim, you know, to this. But I think that rightfully, it's just, at least once he's admitted to it, then help can be given.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's another thing to actually stay back and say, you know, I'm perfectly fine. That even worsens the situation altogether. Let me quickly pick this one on before you come back on the Daily Statesman. So yes, new voters registered to be compiled. As Parliament passes law for fresh registration. Also, shocking U-turn on trainees' allowance. A tale of twists and turns. Mahama makes, says here. Government also to partner Zoom Lion to disinfect military installations. These are the main stories on the front page of the Daily Statesman.
I'll take you to another angle of this EC and voter register brouhaha. It's, I think it's an op-ed. It's an opinion piece by Elvis Darko. Good morning, Elvis. He's the editor of the final newspaper. You can see it emblazoned here on the front page. What's the EC's crime? And he captions it, flawed voter register will produce flawed elections. Mali, Guinea, Benin, Cameroon, Burundi held elections amidst COVID-19. So he makes it clear here he's dealing with 2 issues. We need a new voter register, and also we can hold elections amidst COVID-19. Interesting arguments in there. It also has that parliamentary vote 10692, no face mask, no Ghana card collection, NIA says. I think that's at least a step in the right direction. That let's make sure that we maintain the protocols even though we are carrying out this registration. Of course, 5 die at Okaikwe North in yesterday's downpour. We've already brought you that story. Jay?
Well, let me just go into this one real quickly. So, somewhere in the middle page of the Herald, it says Emirates to operate 2 repatriation flights from Dubai to Accra. Now, this, I was discussing this with a friend recently about what's going to happen with the aviation industry when borders open. Are we still going to get full flights? Are we going to get, social distance in the flights? How will that even affect the cost of air ticketing as well? These are all things that we'll later on look at on Prime Morning. Not today though, but I know a lot of people are still stuck in various countries, and so it means there's going to be a serious rush, for people to get back to their home countries immediately. The borders are open. I think it's a conversation that we'll definitely clearly look at. So yes, Emirates to operate 2 repatriation flights from Dubai to Accra. It's going to be very interesting,
Very, very interesting.
So when they announced that borders are open.
Yes, so I'm glad it's being done the way it's being done now.
Yeah.
That the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is asking Ghanaians who are stuck or marooned abroad to submit their names so that they can coordinate their return whilst the borders are closed. So that by the time the borders are eventually open, it won't be people who are necessarily desperate to come back, if I can use that expression. But it will be people who are maybe coming back on normal business and have other things to do.
I watched a short documentary on one of the international media platforms, and it was talking about how the aviation industry or how the airlines charge their tickets. And one thing I remember, I think that was mentioned was something got to do with the business class, spreading the cost of business class across the economy. So because they make more money off business class than any other area. So I can imagine what's going to happen when, the borders are open and these flights are in full operation. It's going to be quite interesting. Either it's going to be a spike in the pricing of tickets, or probably it's going to be extremely cheap. So just before lockdown, Daniel, I was surprised that I checked out a ticket price from an Accra-London-Accra return flight, and it cost just $499.
Oh, they dropped though. I mean, people were buying tickets across America for about $50. But I want to run you through some quick numbers, Jay.
Okay.
Listen to this. After the 2001 September 11 attacks, it took 3 years for airline capacity to be recovered. But it took 8 years before an average fare got back to what it was in 2000. It was 6 years before airlines turned profitable. The cumulative net losses from 2001 to 2005 were $60.6 billion. That's close to twice our entire GDP. The worldwide airline capacity decline as of April 8 schedules was 73%. The capacity of airlines had gone down by 73%. The May schedule, and that was back in April, it was going to get worse. So the airline industry really needs a prayer
to survive.
I'm telling you, there's so much that needs to be done. I'll take you quickly to the New Crusading Guard newspaper. NDC sued over celebration of 1979 Constitution overthrow. Sunyani military barracks undergoes disinfection. You mentioned this earlier. I heard, please forgive me, Japan Burger begs Brian Ishampo. And there's this one on the government funding entrepreneurs. Ni Adingpa family to construct ultra-modern edifice in Jamestown. A little birdie tells me it's going to cost $1.8 million.
Well, there's this one here that also caught my attention in the Hawk. It says LPG takes early lead in 2020 campaign. When I saw the LPG, a split second, I thought it meant, liquefied petroleum gas. But I think it's a party.
The Liberal People's Party. That's Kofi Akpalu's party.
Yeah, it's a party. I was wondering, okay, LPG takes lead in 2020 campaign. Anyway, major stories here. Also, anger in Akufo-Addo strongholds as Blay wrecks NPP. Can read that story in the Hawk as well. That's done for me.
Great. Let me just finish off with the Ghanaian Observer. MPs back new CI. We've seen this one. The vote was 102.96. Government to fund 5,000 entrepreneurs under Window 3. Jay Foley told us about that earlier. There's this one also about weed being allegedly found on NDC Prophet, is how he's being captured here on the Ghanaian Observer. Sunyani military barracks being disinfected. We've seen that. This one we've not seen. This in the bottom left corner here. Government holds forum on COVID-19 and Ghana Beyond Aid. And there's also this one about the Adingpa family cuts in store for the 1.8 million CD family house project in Jamestown. That's it for the papers.
Well, the trends have been, on fire over the past 24 hours. Well, Archbishop Duncan Williams' son is also in the news. Nana Romeo is also in the news. Nana Romeo, the presenter who had this...
the one who had the kiddie incident.
And now there's another Wendy Shea incident.
With the Wendy Shea incident.
Yes.
Someone was telling me that this time he's on the receiving end.
Yes, people are not taking it lightly on him at all. We can check out the trends. Well, also, even for the purposes of, the content that might be displayed on social media with regards to Archbishop Duncan Williams' son, we just might not be able to bring it. But we'll talk about it in general, and then we'll move on from that. All this on What's Trending and also Prime Sports and on BTH.
On BTH today, we are going to bring in some persons who wrote a petition to have the Electoral Commission chair removed, Jean Mensah, as SEPA. So we are bringing them in studio to try and understand exactly what the concerns were. Beyond that, we'll take another look at the women on the front line. Yesterday, we brought you the first one. Today, we'll talk about another brave woman who works on the front line of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a packed morning, Jay, and we want to listen to you and hear your phone calls today. So stay with us.
Say ye Casaluna, was a wonko, now so would shrinkwa. Some aquacosia, CB herbal soap. No one shall now.
190 a pie, and now say I yet the insua. For CB herbal soap, so 190 any 19 room. Germany need 10 minutes, and sana would the ebo and now say can't get to a reverend if finning na kama. Shannon so say, yam fans rye 9 any young CB herbal soap, eyi and 90 ma pro, a fee any encarboni.
Hey, Mido, yes. Okay, you CB herbal soap, a get to Mancasa. Come now. Hey, Susiana, Ghana money, Mamma Damasi.
FD Ashusha sa a jedi and crato imu aja to Muse.
We have 3 mandates, which is to teach, to conduct research, and also to offer community service.
We are affiliated to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and partnering with the University of Utah.
When I was looking for a place to study public health in Ghana, Ensign was my first choice. We have all the resources here to get the work done.
I find that when students come here, they put all their efforts into this, and by the end, they surprise themselves.
We have lectures starting Thursday in the afternoon, Friday, and then Saturday.
For a student to be admitted to the Ensign College, they need to have completed a bachelor's program.
If you come here to study, there should be no single reason why your study cannot be successful.
Deadline for the submission of admission forms has been extended to Tuesday, 30th June 2020. Apply now. Ensign College, leading the future of health.
Introducing Cerelac Biscuity, the new baby cereal from Cerelac, with a great new biscuity taste that babies absolutely love. And of course, it's fortified with iron to support babies' healthy growth, just like all the other nutritious Cerelac flavors. Cerelac, big nutrition for small tummies.
All right, so welcome back. You're still watching Prime Morning. Good morning going on to you out there. If you're watching us, don't forget Fan Milk is holding us down this morning on our show on the biggest breakfast on the continent. This is Prime Morning. My name is Jay Foley. One more time. Big thank you to Sir Art Designs for my lovely outfit. And don't forget, this morning he says that if you call him ASAP, mention my name, I'll give the number later on. And guess what? You can get a kaftan like this for as low as 200 Ghana cedis with material inclusive. First story this morning, we've already touched on it, but anyway, still trending. Parliament votes 106 to 92 to OK EC's constitutional instrument. Now, Parliament, after a vote, has given green light to the EC CI 126. That will allow the Commission to compile a new voters register with new requirements. Out of 198 MPs who were present in the chamber, 106, that's 106 from the majority side, voted in favor, while 92 minority members voted against it. The MPs were called one after the other to cast their ballots for or against the CI that has been rejected by the minority. Well, still George Floyd in the news and still trending even here in Ghana. Now, Ghana's President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has pledged to immortalize the 46-year-old African-American Mr. George Floyd in Accra. Now, during a burial service, which was organized in Houston, Texas, a spokesperson of the family of George Floyd was honored by the solidarity message. Now, the resolution and visual tributes from Ghana's President Akufo-Addo and his decision to permanently mount Mr. Floyd's name at the Diaspora and African Forum at the W.E.B. Du Bois Center here in Accra. We've got that video for you as well.
George Floyd would like to acknowledge the message of solidarity, resolution, and visual tribute from His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, the President of Ghana. Yesterday, during the memorial, a video produced by the people of Ghana was broadcast for thousands of mourners as they paid their final respects to Mr. Floyd. The family is honored by President Akufo's decision to have Mr. Floyd's name permanently mounted in the historic Sankofa Wall at the Diaspora African Forum and the W.E.B. Du Bois Center in Africa. Of George Floyd would like to acknowledge the message of
Well, yes, the W.E.B. Du Bois Center, and it's going to be mounted there. Well, that's how we can also honor and remember George Floyd. Now, for those persons, people also have, however, criticized, not necessarily this move, but protests that have happened here in Ghana with regards to Black Lives Matter, which was sparked a global outrage on the death of George Floyd. Let's move on to other stories. So, pastor who threatened the EC boss has also been arrested, and he had weed on him. Interesting. So, Apostle Kwabena Owusu J, who was arrested earlier Tuesday morning, for threatening to kill the EC chairperson, Ms. Jean Mensah, and also throwing jabs at the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Kennedy Japan, and the MPP party in general. So the self-acclaimed prophet, who was arrested in the middle of a live video interview by national security operatives, was later captured in another video displaying parcels of weed with national security operatives in the background, heard castigating his actions.
Bingo. Congratulations, Apostle. Wait. Also for our shoe with the massa. I say, we shoe with Nana. I told him is a because the way they do this is but what do you have in here? Certain bottom. Oh, yeah. Rob, why do you bring a sheet or Robbie? Yes, Brown,
Well, have you ever been stopped by the police on one of their, their searches in your vehicle when they're looking for, anything that might be suspicious? Now, I know that feeling. It happened to me several times, and well, for good reasons. And I can see the same thing happening to the gentleman as well there when they're searching his trousers and everything. But anyway, it's frying pan to fire. Let's see what comes out of this one as well. Let's move on to other stories. So Wendy Shea is in the news with Nana Romeo. Now, if you do recall, if you remember, in fact, the same radio presenter that had the encounter with Kitty. Well, for this scenario, Nana Romeo repeatedly asked Wendy Shea if she was having an affair with her manager, Bullet. Now, Shea told the host she did not find interest in that style of questioning because her 2-year existence in the music industry has been progressive, and thus it was high time to focus the shift and shifted the attention to promoting her brand to the next level and Ghana music onto the international level as well. Well, Wendy Shea apologized to her fans, followers and listeners, and dashed out of the studio abruptly, ending the interview. Let's see what happened.
Bullet on your bema. And thank you very much for this interview. I think to say if this is the question now would maybe two spot there, then we have to cut it. No. Like and I was in the call. I'm really sorry. It's here for Monfan Cheme. Shea Gangsters, like really sorry. I don't know what he's trying to get from this interview, but I'm sorry, I'm out. So who the bay will be a nyami Wendy Shea, me pacho. I've suffered enough. Thank you.
No. I want to give you the.
Well, Nana Romeo is not having a good time this month and past month as well. Well, he's been in the news, on and on and on. I'm wondering what's going to happen beyond this, if people will still want to have interviews with him and the ripple effect on the station and the brand as well. Well, more stories to come. We'll give you all the updates on what's trending as and when we get it. Quickly, let's move on to the next story. So, Daniel Duncan Williams goes wild on social media and explains his actions. So, Archbishop Duncan Williams' last-born Daniel is a talk of social media, and after he personally posted a video of himself naked on Twitter dancing. Now, one of the videos even also featured 2 girls who were naked in the pool with him having a sexual encounter. Now, these videos went viral, and D. Wills hopped on Instagram Live to explain the reasons behind his actions. We've got that explanation right for you.
21 years old, and everywhere I go, he'll send bodyguards with me. And how are you 21 years old and you have bodyguards with you? Make sure that Daniel doesn't go and see a girl. Make sure that Daniel doesn't go to see this boy. Make sure that Daniel doesn't go here to the store. Don't let Daniel out of the car without. So my whole life, I can't do this for 21 years. So 21, I went to his room. I told him, look, I'm leaving your house. And in Ghana, this was in Ghana. I told him I'm leaving your house.
Well, there's more of this on social media. You can check it out for yourself as well. We can't play everything to you. So in a tweet, Archbishop Duncan Williams himself, the founder of the Action Chapel International, explained that his son's behavior is due to a relapse caused by failure to take his prescribed medication. Now, according to the man of God, he has taken Daniel, that's his son, through the best medical services or intervention treatment for his condition to improve. The Archbishop says this is a test of his faith, but he will surely overcome. All right, so before we move on to our next story, let's jump quickly to our trends and find out what's been trending on social media as well as Twitter. Now, let's start off with Hush Puppy. Now, have you heard of Hush Puppy? Well, this one I want to engage my brother Nathan Ato, who comes on with Prime Sports as well right after this. Have you heard of Hush Puppy?
A bit.
Well, Nigerian millionaire, also spends lavishly and displays all his wealth on social media. He was even, he did this, he sent a parcel to this guy, this Ghanaian. Oh, the name just slipped me by again.
Don't worry.
Well, anyway, yes. So he's been in the news recently as well for really bad reasons, and I'll tell you. So let's check out what people are saying about him. So he diverted about $35 million, which was intended for some PPEs. During this whole COVID-19 times, he's been picked up by the police, Interpol. And let's find out what people are saying about Hush Puppy. And you can see pictures of him on social media as well. And people in Nigeria are speaking heavily on this. Loads of negative comments coming in about Hush Puppy's lifestyle. This one here, the Don Carry Woody Ife and Hash Papi, Fino don't talk, I'm long before. Well, anyway, it's a link to an article you can read about it. Let's go on more to see what people are saying about Hash Papi. And I tell you, this guy dresses to kill. Yaba Left Online says, also shared a link there. Interpol reportedly arrest Hash Papi and others in Dubai. Let's move on. Niger PR says, trending matter, and that's a photo of Hash Papi probably in a business class of an airline. Says rumors of Interpol arrest and Hash Papi is making rounds. If true, you will be surprised? Question mark. Let's move on. Last one here says, I'm happy that Hash Papi has been caught. A lot of young people wanted his levels of questionable wealth, at least now. Well, the story continues on there. And lastly, if Interpol carries Hash Papi go America, just forget it. He won't be coming out in the century. Multiple fire fraud convictions, and that's for Mr._Kems 4. Okay, so let's find out more stories trending. Our next one should be let's talk about Wendy Shea. So yes, just like I mentioned, Wendy Shea stormed out of Accra FM recently in an interview with Nana Romeo, same person who had the encounter with Kitty just a couple of weeks ago. So you can see here in some tweets coming in here, and I was surprised to have more neutral tweets on our tweet deck here, powered by Impontu on Deuru. Quite surprising, because I was expecting to have more negative comments per what people are saying about how Nana Romeo treats his guests when they come on interviews. So let's see what people are saying. Okay, scroll down. So yes, Amayal tweets on there, says when the Shea walks out of Accra FM interview, something doesn't add up, with loads of likes there, about 3,000 likes. Let's go on. Juliet Bewa also says, let Wendy Shea be. More tweets coming out from Amayal. Okay, says Amake Abebrese, Wendy Shea social media users blast Accra FM's Nana Romeo for incompetent behavior. Sam Kwame also shares a photo of DKB. Now DKB did a very funny video holding a knife and removing his tooth and meat from his tooth or so, and saying that he wants to be the next person to be interviewed by Nana Romeo, and so he can be experienced as well. Well, DK is a comedian. You can't take that serious, can you? All right, let's move on real quickly. So, Rev Rhymes says, in case you're watching what happened Wendy Shea this afternoon, full video here. And also, Ahineba says, you realize how Ghanaian feminists go quiet anytime it's about Wendy Shea. And that's another topic for discussion. Lastly, let's go to our next trends real quickly. Our next trends here, we're talking about Shatta Wale. Now, he's doing something extraordinary. Calls the Shatta Tuesday market. So for every Tuesday, what he does on Twitter is that he retweets products and services that businesses that people actually render. And I think it's surprisingly, it's got more negative comments. More neutral comments, I beg your pardon. I thought we'll have more positive comments on people praising Shatta Wale for this effort as well. But let's see anyway. So this one says, start selling shit, and that's Shatta himself putting out the tweet and asking people to start, maximizing on his Shatta Tuesday market. More coming in here. You can see one on here. Shatta Wale retweeting Caroline's new role at a new radio station coming up as well. Let's move on to more trends here. Again, he also retweets another person's business. Okay, it's a poster on here, Shatta Tuesday Market. You can see for yourself. What do you think about this initiative? I think it's a fantastic one. And Short Aku says, well, it's your chance now. Come and get this. And she puts out a tweet of her business. So that's a wrap this morning on our trends as well. We're back at the same time tomorrow. But more news coming in our sports. Guess who's making the 99th position on one of the most valuable players? Tell me about it.
Well, Thomas Partey is the man. But, we'll just go through how, what kind of methodology is being used and all of that. Because as for value, there are so many other indicators that, that calculate value. So we'll see how all of that goes. But it's interesting that Shatta is selling stuff. It's a good initiative, if you ask me. But, just because he always keeps saying, look, I'm a businessman, there are people who are thinking, okay, look,
there's something there for him as well.
Yeah, Shatta's making his cash.
A Shatta Wale fair. Let me ask you this question before we jump out of here.
Sure.
Office romance. What's your take on that?
It is a no-no.
It's a no-no?
It's a no-no. You see, there are those who tell you, oh, yeah, it makes work thrive. But you see, when it goes wrong, it will go very, very wrong.
What about those who survived it and things are working for them?
Well, so what are the percentages? And once again, I'll go back to the scientific methods. Let's go do the research and find out if, let's do, put a questionnaire out, solicit some views.
That is Nathaniel Atto's view on this. How about you also share your views with us on Facebook right about now? We'd love to read your comments later on in the show. And I know Nathaniel is smiling and laughing happily because I know he feels otherwise. Get it? Yeah, it's one thing on TV and it's another thing on TV.
My lawyers are writing to you.
If you met a beautiful woman, would you allow her to go?
I'm married, man.
Would you? The question was, if you saw a beautiful woman, would you allow her to go?
I'll allow her to go because I'm married. I mean, if it was 10 years ago or 8 years ago, I probably would have,
We'd love to get your comments on this as well. Coming up next is Prime Sports. Don't go away.
Well, thanks for staying with us here on Prime Morning. And of course, it's time for sport. Let's go into our first story. And we go to the camp of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now, the life patron, Otumfuo Setutu II, has placed a temporary ban on player movement and purchases. Now, this is a strategy to help, put a hold on the, high player attrition at the club. So Kumasi Asante Kotoko for the upcoming season or the next one season will be unable to do any meaningful player recruitments, and that means that they would have to look within and look for options within, at least for the next season. Of course, it's not very clear when the season will resume. It's not very clear what decision will also be taken on the the future of the Ghana Premier League season 2019-2020 as well. Well, let's look at Ghanaian interest internationally, and guess who? Thomas Partey has been rated number 99 when it comes to the most valuable players all over the world. Well, this is according to the International Center for Sports Studies, CIES. Now, in a weekly letter release, the 26-year-old was valued at €48.5 million and placed a spot above Real Sociedad's Martin Odegaard. Now, leading the African list are Liverpool forwards Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane, with the Egyptian occupying the top position with €144.9 million. Now, Partey, who has less than 2 years left on his deal with Atletico, has been heavily linked with the Gunners' Arsenal. Well, some more stories from the world of sport here on Prime Morning. And Lisbon is favourite to host the 8-team Champions League knockout tournament in August. Now, if given the go-ahead by FIFA, this is going to happen. Now, UEFA is planning to move the final from Istanbul, and it was due to be held on May 30. By the new format, the final will be held in Gdansk in Poland on May 27. It was initially supposed to be held on May 27, but will be moved, is likely to be moved to Germany. Now, Europe's Continental Cup competition was stopped in March because of the coronavirus pandemic. Well, let's go into the camp of Manchester City, and they have a new assistant manager, and this is according to the manager Pep Guardiola. Now, Juan Manuel Lillo is the new assistant manager at Manchester City. Now, the well-traveled 54-year-old coach at the end of his playing career has been doing a lot of work around the world. Now, he's been working previously. He worked previously with Mexican side Dorados. Now, City will be Lillo's 20th coaching assignment in a 6th different country. Now, he became La Liga's youngest manager when he managed Salamanca to the top flight at age 29 back in 1995. He's also worked, as assistant manager to the likes of Jorge Sampaoli at Sevilla. Well, let's do some COVID-related stories here on Sports on Prime Morning. And N'Golo Kante has finally been cleared to, to get to training at Chelsea. And, of course, this is after a major coronavirus scare. The 29-year-old was initially allowed to train from home while his teammates returned to limited training at Cobham, which is the official training ground of Chelsea. Now, he caused concern amongst his teammates in 2018 when he fainted after a training session, and his brother died of a heart attack the same year. Now, the club continues to support, the 2018 World Cup winner, even if he decides against playing Chelsea's remaining games for the season. All right, so that's it for Sports for Prime Morning. Of course, you can click on the sports page of myjoyonline.com for more of these stories and others. Now, the man in Shirado is here with the latest from the world of business.
Thank you very much, Nat. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Well, in business this morning, a lot of the time we take for granted the things that come readily available to us. And in talking business on Prime Morning this morning, we take a look at the story of a community in the Ebuafa North constituency of the Eastern region, specifically Achimtahonobi, where they don't even have the luxury of being able to place phone calls because there's absolutely no voice or data communication coverage. My colleague Charles Aite did this report, and let's take a view of what he brought for us.
It's morning, the start of a busy farming day for Daniel Tete, known here at the Nobi village of Achimtahonobi in the eastern region as Dade Manche, king of the farmers.
Hello, network ninye.
Daniel could have been really powerful, but for his lack of connectivity.
Hello. 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 Oh, network inye kra. Adabe na yele network be papa won no be ha.
Now, this is the cost of living here at Achimtahonobi. With no network, farmers are cut from all forms of mobile telephony. A troubling development amidst the coronavirus pandemic when information is very key.
Yeah,
the network is very bad. It's really been a worry to us. It's been this way for a long time.
A farming community of about 700 people. The movement of cash from the farming gate to the market centers in Accra is very crucial. The only option for farmers here is online mobile money transactions. With bad connections, they travel miles to send cash to off-takers in Accra.
When you're trying to reach out to someone, how do you do it?
Desperate to place a simple phone call, these farmers have two options: wandering through the farm for a stable connection or climbing trees. I watched this farmer in his early 40s fall off a tree as he tried placing a simple call. He was determined to get up on the tree for that call, which could only last for a few minutes. This is experience many others go through in this farming community.
I am Benjamin Wayo. I have lived here for the past 30 years. I am a farmer. I go through a lot just to place a simple phone call. Oftentimes, I have to climb up a tree just to place a call. I fall at times, but have no choice. We plead with government to help us with at least a telemast to help the farming community here revive their business.
Very simple.
Driving through the dusty and hilly streets of the farming community, we found white sacks of fresh garden eggs littered everywhere. Sadly, buyers are eagerly waiting at other townships to buy them, but a terrible network has grounded all trading activity.
Conveying our farm produce to the market is also a big challenge to us, because from here to Agogo, that is our main market we have close to Pepetifi here. Even looking at the TNT from here to Agogo, if you compare the number of miles from here to Agogo, you can even imagine it is 4 cities, 50 pesos. But comparing the number of miles, it's supposed to be either 2 cities, 50 pesos, or 3 cities.
Communications Minister Esla Wosu-Ekufo has announced that government is in the process of rolling out the Rural Telephony Initiative to extend voice and data services to all unserved and underserved rural communities by the end of 2020. But for the farming community at the Nobi village at Achimtafo Nobi, at the Abuakwa North constituency in the eastern region, call and data services must be fixed as a matter of urgency so business activity can go on.
And that is the story of the people who live in the farming community of Achimtafo Nobi in the Abuakwa North district of the eastern region. Now, the concept of mobile telephony or global satellite for mobile communication, GSM, as we do have it now, is that it is present. And right now, Jay, if I say to you,
clearly, I have no idea what he just said.
So these guys are living in an area surrounded by hills.
Yeah.
And the challenge is that if they don't get a mast that allows the communication to go from the provider's base station to and broadcast to the area so they can all receive signals, they will have difficulty interacting with the outside world. And you can think that if they're producing food and they can't reach off-takers, the food is going to go to waste, so they will be losing, and it will have an impact on their lives and livelihoods and the children's education. And
I also know real quickly that sometimes when these telecommunication companies don't find business in certain areas, they hardly would even worry about putting masts there, because the number of persons living in that area might not give them enough revenue even to keep the masts running.
Fortunately, the government comes in to help, because there is a policy that ensures or will ensure that we have a nationwide telephone coverage. I mean, you're going to win some and lose some, so you can't always expect that you will only put a mast where people. Telephony is almost a human right. Everybody needs to communicate with someone. So this is what I was telling you. I like your outfit today, Jay. I guess you said thank you.
Thank you.
But in communication, it's not guesswork. It's only when you can hear people and be able to communicate and tell what they're saying. That has been Talking Business today on Prime Morning. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Daniel Dazzy will be bringing you Beyond the Headlines.
This is what too much data from Vodafone is like.
What? You say Jai, it became putu. You know what? There are plenty extravagant pre-wedding photo shoots on social media. They had all this lovey-dovey hashtag. Hashtag, I'm his fufu, she's my light soup. You see now? Me say, their photos were everywhere. WhatsApp, hey. Instagram, way. Facebook, hey. Hey, this is my battery. After all this, the guy didn't even show up for his own wedding.
You better sit down for what I'm about to tell you. It is shocking. The man is...
Oh! Too much data is now double the data at the same price, with too much data for the day and too much bonus from midnight till 4 a.m. Get 3 GB data for 10 cedis, 8 GB data for 20 cedis, and 20 GB data for 50 cedis, so you can stay home and stay connected. The only thing you need to worry about is keeping your battery up.
What did you dear? Mary Medro CB Men's Capsules. And you may use Padarma, Bohobio, CB Men's Capsules by dear. What 2 points?
I don't know. You're very good. Say that Madame Swama to intend to use it. It's a minute so we are Arabia house to credit you.
Say to say, my young dear CB Women's Capsules. A year if it's a woman who feels so. Hey!
CB Women's Capsules with the Angelou.
Also CB Men's Capsules, Angelou.
Susiana.
Ghana man member Damase.
Our pharmacy, chemical, ne herbal shops ni name. Et to phone fresh Susie Herbal Center 0247 111671 and 0246 578750. TB men and women capsules.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
I like what I see. What are shape and curves?
Give me that. Oh.
It be water tank.
What a tank.
Water tank gets me that safe. Checking water level no wahala.
I mean, it has water level indicator. But my tank is full. And there's water in here. I can see from the level indicator.
This not be proper 10,000.
Look, bring the bowls, bring the saucepans, bring the gallons and everything, and let's collect all the water. This tank, when they say 3,000, it's 3,000. And you can see the water level indicator. You wouldn't need this thing again.
Beautiful, durable, with water level indicator and accurate volume of water, available in several sizes.
Water tank. What a tank.
By Duraplast.
And it's time for us to go beyond the headlines here on Prime Morning. Thanks for staying with us. So, one of the biggest stories that captured almost every front page this morning, and I'm sure you remember, CI-126 is operational today. It has received majority approval in Parliament. I'm reading from the front page of the Daily Graphic. So there are two big parts to this story. First of all, the minority immediately after the approval in Parliament held a news conference to say we disagree and we think that this CI should not have been passed in the form that it's passed now. Also, there is a current court case which is contending with the major part of the CI, which prevents persons from registering with a voter ID card. So it's this simple. When you're going to register to vote, which is supposed to start from the 30th of June, you can't present a voter ID card to show that you're a Ghanaian and to show that you need to be registered. You need to present some other form of identification like a passport or a Ghana card, or you get some persons to vouch for you. Now, if you're going to vouch for someone, you have to be on the register and you can't vouch for more than 10 people. So those are the ground rules as we have now. Let's quickly go on the phone lines and speak with Mahama Yariga. He's opposed to this particular move by Parliament. Let's hear why. Mr. Yariga, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers and listeners.
So yesterday on the floor of Parliament, I heard you say that this particular CI is contravenes Article 42. Explain that for our listeners to understand.
Yeah, you see, the Constitution simply says that a citizen who is 18 years of age or above and of sound mind, and then it says that the Electoral Commission shall register those citizens who are 40 years of age or of sound mind so that they can vote or contest elections. What the Electoral Commission is required to do is to find out whether you are a citizen, whether you are 18 years of age, and whether you are of sound mind. Basically, that's what the Electoral Commission is supposed to do. So the regulation should simply have set out information that establishes those three conditions. And if you look at the Citizenship Act, it has ways of establishing whether you are a citizen, whether you are born in Ghana of a certain date to a certain set of parents, and whether any of those parents were also born in Ghana on a certain date and are Ghanaians. So ideally, what the Electoral Commission should do, very simple, is to design the forms that the National Identification Card Authority has also designed. They don't ask you to bring documents per se, they just ask you to fill a form. And if you fill the form, you answer all those questions that the Citizenship Act will ask you. And then if you have documents to support it, i.e. birth certificate, passports, or any other thing, it makes life easy for them. But ideally, what the Electoral Commission should simply do is to ask the question, were you born in Ghana of a certain date? And are your parents also Ghanaian? And if you answer those questions, that should qualify you to be registered as a voter if you meet the Citizenship Act. But insists that somebody must bring a passport. Ghana card, ideally, you have it. It is easy because to get the Ghana card, you need to answer all those questions. So we don't have an issue with getting the Ghana card. The only problem we have is that not everybody has the Ghana card.
Right.
And so because not everybody has the Ghana card, the Electoral Commission should give me the alternative, which is what the law prescribes, which is to say I should just establish that I was a citizen. It's as simple as that. This whole debate is about how does one establish that he's a citizen. Now, once they ask for identification documents, I even get confused about it. Is the identification documents to show that you are the one who is standing before them, or is it to establish that you are a citizen? Because I asked them when they appeared before the committee why they won't accept a birth certificate. And they said the birth certificate doesn't have your photograph on it. So I said, are you concerned about whether the person standing before you is Mahama Ayarga, or you are concerned about whether he is actually a citizen of Ghana?
What about both?
Pardon?
What about both? A document that can both confirm your identity and your citizenship.
No, but that's not what the Constitution says. The Constitution doesn't say that, my face must be on the document. The Constitution says that I should be a citizen.
But the Electoral Commission has the responsibility to ensure that they are not defrauded or they are not lied to. So that if you present a document and yes, it shows that someone is a citizen and that person is not you, the Constitution has been breached, no?
No, the point is that the Electoral Commission should be concerned about whether I'm a citizen. Then they can capture my photograph so that they have it in their record. And then when I appear at the police station, their staff can identify me. That is how it has always been done. They should be concerned about first whether I am a citizen.
How do they determine that, whether you're a citizen?
That is the point. The Constitution says that if I was born in Ghana to Ghanaian parents, even if it is just one of them who is Ghanaian, I am a citizen. And I'm saying that my birth certificate gives you that information. It tells you that I was born in Ghana. And also the Constitution is concerned about whether I am 18 years of age or above. And I'm saying that my birth certificate also tells you my age. So those two constitutional requirements will be satisfied by my birth certificate. Now, if you want to know whether I'm the one who looks, it is me who has brought the birth certificate, well, you capture my face and you put in your records, so that anytime I appear before you to vote, you can confirm whether I was the one who came and established before you at registration time that I was a citizen. Now, if they say that they are concerned about my image, then the alternative they've provided, which is the guarantee form. The guarantee form doesn't also have my photograph.
But in the guarantee process, the guarantee form doesn't stand on its own. The guarantee process has someone saying that I know him, he's who he says he is, and he's a Ghanaian.
But that is the problem. The problem is that the guarantee process even opens you up to people who, anybody can go and stand at the registration center and set up a business like, we know at the licensing office and even the passport office. Somebody goes to stand there and then says, come, I'll guarantee for you because I've already registered. How would you, the Electoral Commission, know that that person is truthful in guaranteeing that I am a Ghanaian?
So people can lie.
Pardon?
So people can lie.
Exactly. So that is the point. So that alternative doesn't also solve your problem. It doesn't.
Mr. Yarga, the key arguments the minority raised was the inclusion of the voter ID card in the CI. So going there, the Electoral Commission argues that, just like you say, people have lied in the past that they are Ghanaians and they've gotten this voter ID card. And so we can't rely on it to determine who a Ghanaian is.
But at the same time, our argument also is that if you restrict it to just a passport, people have lied and obtained the passport. You and I know, and I'm sure you've been a journalist for a while, and you know reports of people who have been caught in London, in UK, in other places, and they traveled on Ghana passport, and yet they were not Ghanaian. The same way you are saying, they said that they didn't want to use a birth certificate because people go and obtain birth certificates. So it is an institutional problem. And if you choose to rely on the passport, it still has the same challenge. If you choose to rely on the Ghana card, I can assure you the Ghana card has the same challenge because the process was equally not rigorous. So whichever way, there will still be challenges. the most important and effective mechanism so far that we have had is to have party agents standing at the registration center and challenging people that they know do not come from the area and are also not citizens who try to get on the register. That has been the most reliable. Indeed, a constituent called me a few days ago and said, "Oh, Honorable, people, I've been hearing you arguing this, but you don't make this point that when it came to the Ghana card, we party agents were not allowed to stand there and challenge people. But when it comes to the voter ID card registration, we were standing there and we were challenging anybody that we thought was not a Ghanaian who wanted to get on the register. But in the case of the Ghana card, there were no agents or parties there challenging people that they thought were not Ghanaians who wanted to obtain the Ghana card. And so the Ghana card even has more people who could have been challenged, but nobody challenged because you have no authority to come and stand there and be challenging people.
No, but there's no one stopping. There's no one stopping the private individual, Mr. Ayariga. There's no one stopping the private individual from actually challenging someone who may or may not be Ghanaian. It's just that the political parties did not institutionalize it. So
you know that no private individual will have the time to go and stand at a Ghana card registration center from morning till evening, making sure he sieves out those who are not Ghanaians and who wanted to register. Unlike the registration of voters where political parties have agents standing there, and then when they see that somebody is not eligible, they will challenge because they suspect that their political opponent is trying to infiltrate the register with non-eligible people. So it is different when it comes to Ghana card because no citizen has that time to get and go and stand there for morning till evening that you want to challenge those who are not citizens. So my constituent called me and said that the voter ID, the register is actually a more effective representation of who are Ghanaians than the Ghana card. So if they are rejecting the register and accepting the Ghana card, he thinks that they are even doing the wrong thing.
Mr. Ayariga, on the issue of accepting the voter ID card again, which is where you came back, which is where the argument of the minority begins from. We understand that you would like to go to court to, you have hinted that you'd like to go to court to challenge this process further. Is that correct?
That matter is already at the
Supreme Court.
The additional issue that we are considering sending to court is the birth certificate. But we think that whatever the case, the birth certificate is the foundation document. And so it is ridiculous that you will accept every other document but the birth certificate. Because the birth certificate is the basis of the information that the NIA is using for the Ghana card. The birth certificate is the basis of the passport that the Minister for Foreign Affairs is issuing to you. So why would they, the Foreign Affairs Ministry, accept the birth certificate and issue you a passport, and then NIA will accept the birth certificate and issue a Ghana card, and yet you, the Electoral Commission, who is supposed to do the same job of identifying citizens, refuse to accept the birth certificate, which is a foundation document. That is, in our opinion, quite ridiculous. So that issue is not before the court.
They faced you at the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee, and you asked this question. Now, my question is that does it not sufficiently satisfy you that you need to identify the person and prevent fraud, and prevent persons who basically lie?
No. You see, if today my citizenship is challenged and I go to the High Court, let's say that I apply for a passport and the Minister for Foreign Affairs says he will not issue the passport to me because I'm not a citizen of Ghana, which is the main criteria for issuing passports. And I go to the High Court to challenge the Minister for Foreign Affairs. The court will not ask for my photograph. The court is going to ask for my birth certificate. And if I don't have a birth certificate, the court is going to ask me to satisfy them that under the Citizenship Act, I was born in Ghana of a certain date. I was born on a certain date or before a certain date. I was born to parents who were also born in Ghana by or before a certain date. Those are the basic questions that any high court will ask me. They're not going to ask me to bring a photograph. They are not. So that whole story about a photograph is really unnecessary. A photograph for their records is good. And that is why when they register you, they now take your photograph. And now they are asking for biometrics, and then you add your biometrics. Then they are now asking for your facial recognition features, and we haven't said don't do facial recognition features. That is to avoid a situation where Mr. A comes to register and satisfies the requirement of registration as a citizen. Then his card is brought to the voting poll by Mr. B, who presents it that he is Mr. A. And then the people at the polling station don't have the capacity to verify whether B was the same person who came to the registration center and registered. That is why the photographs and identification mechanisms and all those things become important. But it is not the identity of citizenship. It's just your face for them to recognize you. And that's why
but the Electoral Commission has made you understand this. And when you bring in the court analogy, some would say that the court has different ways of identifying, of securing your identity and making sure that you are the one who is standing before them, no? Mr. Yarga? Some would say that the court has its own way of ensuring that the person standing in the docket is not perjuring himself by saying that he's someone he's not. No? No,
the court don't have anything. The court relies on your affidavit and your writ. In your writ, you say that I am Mahama Erga, rest of this address. I'm a citizen of Ghana. I was born on this and that date. Find attach my birth certificate. That is all you do. You don't go to court with loads of photographs. If you have the photographs and you give them, fine, they will accept. But your basic statement in your pleadings that you are so and so, the resident house address XYZ, don't forget that you are dealing with the state. And once you are dealing with the state, if the state has doubt about your identity, the state is supposed to have the machinery to go and verify. If the courts don't believe that you are the one, the court has a mechanism to go and verify to find out whether you are the one. The police are there to go and verify. The intelligence agencies are there available to go and verify. So if the Electoral Commission has doubts whether I am who has come before them and given them this address and this name and then given them this birth certificate, if they have doubts that I am the one, they are at liberty to deploy the machinery of the state to verify. And that is why they have an office in the district, and I always ask them this basic question, that in between elections, what are you doing? 4 years you're sitting in your office, and salaries are being paid to you. You have staff, and you have a register in that jurisdiction, made up of about 50,000, 60,000 people. In between, if you have doubt about somebody, what steps have you taken to verify? There are policemen there, there are the CID officers, there are security agencies there. Have you called them to give them a list to say, oh, this list, we have them on our register, but we doubt if they are Ghanaian. Can you, the police service in this district, verify whether they actually exist, whether they are in the house addresses that they have given us, and whether they are actually Ghanaian?
Right.
They've never done that.
Right.
I'm saying that is the process of cleaning the register, not to throw out the entire work that we've done all these years, take millions of Ghana cedis, and then take Ghanaians through, this dangerous process. And let me address one last point, which Honorable Chairman Sabosu, the majority leader, made yesterday, that it is hypocritical for us to say that, yes, we should go out and then vote on December 7th, and yet we shouldn't go out and register. The point is that we know that there's coronavirus. We have been campaigning that people should stay home and not go out unless it is essential. And we also know that the coronavirus moves when we move. So when you set 18 million people moving, the incidence or the chances of people infecting each other is higher. So when you must move on election day, that is something unavoidable. But if you can avoid moving to go and register because you already have an existing register that can be used, and also if you can avoid moving to, because if you register, remember that after registration, the register will be exhibited, and the same register has to come again and verify whether his name is on the new register.
Right.
So that means that you are compelling people to move 3 times. And once you compel people to move 3 times instead of 1 time, then the incidence of infections would be higher.
But the Electoral Commission's position, Mr. Ayariga, is that why move out to go and vote on December 7 based on a system that is flawed, so that the integrity of the December 7 process
but that is the fundamental
will be compromised.
Flaw. And the fundamental flaw, and you need to keep monitoring the argument of the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission started on the note that the register is flawed. But the Supreme Court said, no, the register is not flawed. You came and said that there are just about 60,000 people who use National Health Insurance cards to register instead of a document that proves that they are citizens. The Electoral Commission, as far back as 2014, 2015, asked you to go and then identify those people and then make sure that those people, if they are Ghanaians, bring the appropriate documents. And this is very fundamental. The fact that somebody came and presented a National Health Insurance card to register doesn't mean that he is not Ghanaian. It just means that he presented a wrong document. But it may well be that they are all Ghanaians. But then they thought that the health insurance document is a proper document for them to present. So you need to establish that they are not Ghanaians, not simply that they presented the wrong document. Because it's also possible that you didn't do your work well. You didn't ask them the right questions under the Citizenship Act. So that is fundamentally what happened. It doesn't mean that those names that they went to court about are not Ghanaian. It just meant they presented the wrong document. And then yesterday we made the argument that how do you, in the face of a register of over 15 million people or 14 million people, say that because 60,000 people presented wrong documents, then that document is flawed. And look at the cost involved in compiling a new register as against the cost involved in finding out who those 50,000 people are and then asking them to bring the proper documents.
Right, Mr. Ayariga, I believe that that argument has been dealt with and the EC has made up its mind. At the moment, it looks like the only avenue, if I may land, it looks like the only avenue that is left for you will be the legal route that you hinted at earlier. So will you be going to court to challenge the birth certificate issue?
Definitely. We will go to court to compel them to allow the use of the birth certificate as a medium of identification. Already, we are in court, challenging the issue of the non-use of a previous state document which proves and gives evidence of your citizenship. So those are things that we will push for, because we believe that the system should be based on the proper, legal footing.
Right. Mahama Ayariga, thank you so much for joining us this morning. He is a member of the Constitution and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament. He's also Boko Central Member of Parliament. We'll take a few short messages. When we come back, we stay with issues of the Electoral Commission. Because like we hinted at earlier, there are some people who actually want Madame Jean Mensah sacked because she did not declare her assets when she entered office. Asepa is our guest this morning.
No training, no amount of preparation can get any professional ready for this kind of pandemic.
We feel safe because you know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
I want to say thank you to the first responders and the ambulance crew rushing to situations unknown.
The call center operatives who stay on the other end of the phone lines 24/7. Thank you.
To cleaners at the hospitals and in isolation centers. Today, your job is more dangerous than ever. Thank you, Akbenami.
We feel safe because we know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
1 year recording deal for 2 singles, 60,000 word of airtime on Joy Prime, 10,000 Ghana cedis cash prize, bragging rights of being crowned the ultimate winner of Prime Studio. Remember that you still have what it takes to push your favorite contestant to the top. Who will it be Melissa, Okesie, Naja, Good Boy Legend, Arte, Wally Sticker, Kisses, Kwame T, Mickey J, and Kobe G. Vote for your favorite contestant by texting PS followed by the name of your favorite contestant to the short code 1903. Prime Studio, rock the world.
Joy Prime, real entertainment.
And thanks for staying with us. We're still going beyond the headlines. And like I said earlier, there are some persons who have petitioned the presidents to have the Electoral Commission Chair Jean Mensah removed. I'm talking about the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, ASEPA. And the Executive Director, Mensah Thompson, is with us in studio. Mr. Thompson, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So why do you want her sacked?
Well, for clear violations of Article 286. This is not just mere allegations. We took time to do this particular petition. Last year, we did some asset declaration campaigns, and we filed some complaints against certain individuals at SHRAJ for failure to comply with the explicit provisions of Article 286, which says that within 3 months upon assumption of office, public officials in such categories must file their assets and liabilities with the Auditor General's Department. So that's what and we believe that they had failed to do so. So these 3 persons included Justice Enene Yeboah, who was then the Chief Justice nominee, Madam Jean Mensah, and then Dr. Bosman Asare.
Okay.
SHRAJ had already issued a report on Justice Enene Yeboah. 2 days ago, they brought the report on Madam Jean Mensah. Clearly, SHRAJ's report exonerated our position that indeed, as at the time we filed our complaint on the 12th of December 2019, Madam Jean Mensah has still not complied with the provisions of Article 286. So clearly that means that she was in breach of her constitutional obligation to declare her asset as an Article 71 office holder.
Right.
So now, a breach of the Constitution, if you're an Article 71 office holder, constitutes what we call stated misbehavior. And that is why we have activated the remedies. The remedies for a breach of any provisions by Article 71 office holder is to invoke Article 146. And that's exactly what we did by petitioning the President for her removal.
So it's on the basis of the SHRAJ reports that you petitioned the President?
Exactly.
But SHRAJ stated in their reports that the Commission is of the considered view that the appropriate action, having regard to the circumstances of the case, is to refuse to investigate the matter any further. Any further investigation would not be necessary. Basically, what they're saying that we do not think that her conduct manifests a failure or refusal to comply with the provisions of Article 286 of the Constitution and Act 550. They're saying that she's now declared her assets, so she's good to go.
Well, first of all, let me say that SHRAJ's recommendations is not binding. It's just like any Commissioner of Inquiry's report until government issues a white paper on it. It's not binding. So the findings of SHRAJ's report is what we are interested in, which says that yes, indeed, at the time we filed our complaint, she had not declared her assets and liabilities. The other issue also is that I am sure there is a reason why the framers of the Constitution put a time frame on when these Article 71 office holders must declare the asset. They said within 3 months upon assumption of office, and must be done within a 4-year tenure. They didn't put the time limit there for nothing. They put it there for a reason. And the reason is that when you assume office, we must know what your properties are and what your liabilities are. We must know. And so the 17th February declaration that Madam Jean Mensah went to do,
which was good enough for SHRAJ.
Yes, which SHRAJ says is good enough. Was it her asset as of 17th February 2020, or it was her asset as of 1st August 2018 when she assumed office? Which is which? Because when you do that, that means that as we speak, we don't know how much assets and liabilities Madam Jean Mensah had when she assumed office as an electoral commissioner on the 1st of August 2018. For someone who is a lawyer who understands the legal ramification of some of these violations, clearly this is almost unforgiving.
So your argument then is that she could have amassed more property between that time.
Yes, 18 months is enough time to accrue properties, and we don't know. So that declaration she has done, we don't know whether it is her asset as at 17 February 2020 or her asset, because if she goes there on 17 February to declare her asset as at 1st August 2018, she's under declaring her asset.
Do you not think that this could have come to the attention of Shraj when they still said that as long as she has fulfilled her constitutional obligation, there is no need to go the length of removing an official from office?
Well, Shraj cannot remove the EC chairperson from office for the record. Shraj don't have that powers.
I never said they did.
Yes, and they can't recommend for it. If it is not within trust purview. Shraj is an investigative body. They investigate administrative procedures. They have investigated it. We, the petitioners, decide what we do with the report. Just like when the president set up a commission of inquiry, he decides whether he accepts the findings of the report or not. An issue.
Shraj is a constitutional body which has been set aside to determine certain specific
to
matters.
Investigate.
Well, I used the word determine. That doesn't make a difference. To determine certain specific matters. The recommendation can be seen as their determination of the severity of the complaints that was brought before them.
Well,
is it not?
Yes, but that recommendation do not stop us.
No, I'm not saying you stop. I'm just asking that when you were considering the petition, did it not occur to you that perhaps Shraj is thereby determining the severity of what you've asked her to do?
You see, there's nothing, when you breach the law, there's nothing like severity or non-severity of the law. When you violate the law, you violated the law. It's as simple as that. And so for me, I fought Shraj for even going further to make those pronouncements on this particular issue, because what we wanted Shraj to do was to find out whether she had declared her asset or not. Simple. That is the petition that we sent. We didn't ask Shraj to go further and prefer, punishment or prefer sanctions for them.
It's not the first time it's happened.
Yes.
So when you were making the application, I'm sure you were aware that they would.
Yes. So now we have gotten what we want, and we believe that once Shraj, in the findings of their report, has admitted that indeed, as at the time we filed our complaint, she had not complied with the provisions of Article 286, and she was in breach of the explicit of provisions of Article 286 by 18 months. 18 good months, which she failed to file her asset and liabilities. We believe that it is enough, grounds for stated misbehavior relative to her office as an Article 71 office holder, and that is why we have invoked Article 146 to commence impeachment proceedings against her.
Have you heard from, so you filed the petition. What invoking means is that you filed the petition to the president.
Yes.
Have you heard from the presidency?
We sent the petition yesterday, and let me say that we are aware that there are several petitions that are lying on the desk of the president, which has not been worked upon. We are assuring the people of Ghana and the presidency that we are giving them 1 week. In fact, we've stated it in the petition. We're giving them 7 working days for the president to act as a conveyor belt to refer the petition to appropriate entity to deal with it. Within 1 week, if we've not seen any action from the presidency, we'll go to court to file a mandamus to compel the president to act on this petition.
Now, so thank you very much, Mr. Mensah Thompson, for making that clear, your arguments, though. So if it goes through the process and Madam Jean Mensah is allowed to go scot-free, you'll be disappointed?
Well, once the president refers the matter to the appropriate quarters to deal with it, she must step aside for investigations to continue. So once...
Don't you think that this will affect the stability of the Electoral Commission? This is an election year.
No, of course not. Of course not. The Electoral Commission is an institution. Madam Jean Mensah do not run the commission alone. The Electoral Commission machinery works. It's an institution. She just provides leadership. And once she's made to step aside, there are several commissioners who can step in the fray and offer that leadership. And I'm sure that until such a time when another person or replacement will be appointed to take over. So clearly...
but there's a reason why she's there. You're making it seem as if the commission just goes on without her. There's a reason why she's there.
She's there to provide
exactly,
leadership.
And that leadership will be critical in the one of the most important assignments the Electoral Commission has.
But I'm sure that is why they gave her several commissioners to assist her. So in her absence. So what if she's indisposed? Will elections not be conducted?
Being indisposed is not being in an impeachment.
It means she's being indisposed. Being in the midst of an impeachment means you are not in office. But it all means you are not in office. You are not functional as a commissioner. In the midst of all these circumstances, elections will go on.
Aren't you concerned about the stability of the Electoral Commission? I mean, in the space of 3 years, this is the 3rd Electoral Commissioner. And if she's, well, the 3rd chair of the Electoral Commission, if she is removed, we are looking at, what, another
Well, I'm sure we should have looked at some of these, what we call precedents when we set up the previous commissioner for removal on the same violations of our constitution for the violation of the public procurement law. Now, when you do that, you set up precedents and you give room for some of these things to be activated. And once there's a precedent, you know, the law binds us that we must apply the laws of this country fairly and equitably to all Ghanaians. Because
where does that state in the law that as long as there's a precedent, you must apply the law?
The law says that in applying the laws of this country, it must be applied equally and fairly to everybody. And so once one commissioner has been removed on the basis of violation of the law, another cannot be allowed to remain in office for the same violations.
Are you suggesting that if Madam Charlotte Osei had not been removed, maybe in another 10 or 15 years, if there was another electoral commissioner and you had found something, you wouldn't have applied?
If Madam Charlotte Osei has not been removed and Madam Jane Mensah had failed to declare her assets and liabilities, would have taken her on.
No, but you just stated that since Madam Charlotte Osei was removed,
that's
well, it's not.
What we are doing has there's a precedent.
Exactly. So since there's a precedent,
in fact, in the previous case, the petitioners were unknown. At least this time round, we are known. In fact, I'm here. Everybody knows that I am the petitioner. In the previous case, the petitioners are even faceless. Up to date, we still don't know who the petitioners are. But people have been removed from office for faceless petitioners. And so,
are you not concerned about the allegations that were raised, procurement breaches?
Yeah.
You know, running into sums of money that go into the millions.
Yes. And are you also not worried about Madam Jane Mensah's
failure? Questions, yes.
Yes, but it's the same analogy, because you see, there's a reason why some of these people are enjoined to declare the asset, because they are in a position where money can exchange hands, where people want to influence their decisions. Okay. And so if we do not know how much properties you have when you come into office, you leave office and you've acquired properties, you must be able to justify how you acquired those properties, you know, in contrast with your remunerations, your salaries, and your allowances. You must be able to justify that. That is why we make some of these provisions, so that we can provide proper checks and balances. But it feels that the asset declaration law is one of the most flouted laws by public officers. They feel that, oh, it is not, it's less of a law and it must not be enforced. But I think we must begin to take critical look at this law, because it is the first line of defense for corruption.
In the fight against corruption.
It's the first one. Once you declare your assets, then we know that, yes, when you came to office, you had 2 cars. Now, after 4 years, you are living, you have 6 cars. You must justify how you earn those cars, compare it to your salary. So let's not create the impression as if that the breach of the public procurement law is more severe than the breach of the asset declaration law.
I was simply commenting on the point you made, that as long as a precedent has been set in removing an electoral commissioner, then every electoral commission chair that comes in must, in some way or another.
No, let's try. That's not what I meant. Let me expand the point. Okay. What I meant was that the petition that we have sent, there has been a precedent, and when the precedent was set in motion, the president acted on it. And on what basis? On the basis of violation of our constitution. So of what reason does the president have for not acting on this particular one? That is the point I want to make.
He hasn't said he will act.
Yes. So
you won't act. I mean, he hasn't said he won't act.
Yes, but I mean, again, for that too, there's also a precedent where several petitions are there on the desk of the president gathering dust. The president has failed to work to refer it to the appropriate entity in accordance with law. And that is why we are serving that notice, because for this one, we are not going to allow it to fly.
All right. We are going to open the phone lines in just a few minutes for you to comment on any of the issues that we've spoken about. Earlier, we spoke to Muhammad Yariga. And Mr. Thompson is with us in studio. We are putting the phone numbers on the bottom of your screen. But you can write it down, 0246 807 983. In fact, let's open it now. 0246 807 983. That's our phone number. You can ask Mr. Thompson any questions if you have them yourself. Of course, if you want any elucidation as well on the issues that have been put forward. Mr. Thompson, what of those who argue that you are simply making this argument to stop the EC, the Electoral Commission, from going about the business that is going about now, that is putting together a new voter register, which some section of Ghanaians have been against?
Oh, of course not. I mean, we know the legal ramifications of not conducting an elections this year. We don't have any constitutional provisions to take care of that particular impasse that will arise. So nobody is wishing that elections will be conducted, and nobody wants to impede on the work of the commission. On the contrary, we want to ensure that public office holders, and that is why we did not just take the electoral commission, we took the Chief Justice. Okay, so we want public office holders, especially those in that capacity, to set a good example for those.
Let me pick our first caller, Young from Pung. Young Joe from Pung. Good morning, Young Joe.
Good morning.
I want to ask how old you are, but you go ahead to your contribution, please.
I'm 26.
So when you're 60, you'll be called Old Joe? Don't mind me. Go ahead.
Okay, my submission on the program this morning is that, like, how do you expect that I vouch for my parents that they are Ghanaians? Because my parents doesn't have both the passport and they don't have the Ghana card. How is this possible?
No, the law stipulates, Young Joe, that as long as you are on the voter register, you can vouch for people, no matter how they are related to you. What do you think stops you from vouching from them?
Pardon?
What is stopping you from vouching for them, Young Joe?
How many people do you think I can vouch for? If my entire family doesn't, the only document they depend on is the old voter's card.
Well, it's 10 people, but some could also say that you're not the only one available to vouch for your family members, no? I'm just asking, to try and understand your points better.
To me, this is just ridiculous, honestly.
Thank you so much, Young Joe, for calling 0246807983. 0246807983. You want to comment on the ASEPA petition or a parliament's decision to allow the Electoral Commission to put together a new voter register? Let's know. Yes. So you were making your point.
Yes, good. But can I digress a bit on the issue that happened in Parliament yesterday? Because it looks
you want to comment on the issue that...
Yes.
You know what? I'll let Roger from Accra speak, and then I'll come back to you. Roger.
Yes, sir.
Roger, let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning to your listener in the US as well.
Go ahead, Roger.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, Roger, you're on air.
Yeah, good morning to your listeners and your viewers as well.
Great.
So, what something bothering me, like that time I was saying in the air there, we are in the country, look like the NPP is bigger than the whole nation. Whatever is good for them is good for the nation. And whatever is good for the nation, the massive for the nation is not good for them, it's not good for us. What am I saying is, they remove somebody for preaching the law of Ghana. The same woman is preaching another law of Ghana. Please. What if it is good for Accra, it's good for Tegia as well. So for me, as I'm living in Ghana here, I'm want lots of things. It seems we, the people living in Ghana here, we are blind. Look at the disease around the corner with us. We are now going to start and stand and look for the voters ID card. Look at the disease that we are going to transfer over there.
Right, Roger, thank you very much. But I just wanted to make a quick factual point. It was not the NPP that's removed Madame Charlotte Osei. You heard Mensa Thompson make a point earlier that there was a petition lodged, and we don't know who actually made that petition. And the petition went to the president acted on it, and then that process went on. All right, so you wanted to comment quickly on the vote.
So you can't fault him for assuming it is the MPP if the petitioners are faceless.
It's not factual.
But you can't fault him for assuming.
But I have a responsibility to ensure that my viewers are fed with the facts of the matter.
Okay, so I mean, the issue that happened, first of all, what happened in Parliament was very unfortunate yesterday for the Speaker and Parliament to allow that CI, to approve that CI, that seemed to emphasize their own illegitimacy. Because now, what Parliament has told us by the exclusion of the old voters' ID card, which was used to elect them, is that they themselves, as members of the House, are illegitimate sitting there.
No law has retrospective effect.
No.
So even though, yes, we can say the voter register is not effective now, it doesn't mean that
no court has pronounced the voters. Please, let's get this clear. No court has pronounced.
I didn't say a court.
Yes, but so it is Parliament that is saying that they are excluding.
I'm simply addressing the point. I'm simply addressing the point you made.
So
that
the issue
they
of
are
retrospection do not come in because no court has pronounced that the old voters' ID card is illegitimate. Now, for Parliament, who are a beneficiary of that ID card, to now say that it is illegal to use it to elect new members of Parliament, it is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, and I'm so disappointed in Parliament.
Let's hear Kenneth. Kenneth is on the line. We'll come back to you, Mensa. Good morning, Kenneth. Kenneth, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, let's hear you.
Sir, I just want to contribute a little bit on the show.
Go ahead.
And looking at the compilation of the new voter register, it is something which, a lot of civil society are speaking against them in addition to the political parties. I'm just leading to Madame de Mesa to do well and listen, so that the right thing must be done. It will not bring any calamity in the near future. You the young ones, you don't have any place to go apart from this country. And looking at these passports that are supposed to be the major requirement in the Ghana card, a lot doesn't have this. How are we going to do this? We started like this, but say, if it doesn't have this, you can't get a Ghana card. If it doesn't have this, you can't get a Ghana card. It ended like that. People were interested to get a card, but they couldn't get it. So today, if you are going to be the same way, that if it doesn't have this, you can't get the new voter's ID card. It will be a whole lot of things. So we should do well and address the necessary procedures. So it will be time for each and everyone.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Kenneth, for calling.
So the issue I want to make is that, in fact, I am going to go to court on this particular matter. And I'm going to go to court to ask the courts to declare all the seats in Parliament vacant. To declare all the seats in Parliament vacant.
Because?
Because we have a law in this country that says you cannot benefit from an illegality. When a crime is committed or when an illegality is committed, it is a crime to benefit from that illegality. And so if the voters register, which was used, is now being declared illegal by Parliament, then I am going to go to court.
If by that point you are making the point that Parliament has made it illegal, then the argument of laws taking a retrospective effect takes place, comes in.
What Parliament has said is that the card that was used to elect them.
You know what? I'm sorry. Okay. Let me take Bauer from Tama. Yeah. I'll come back and let you continue. Pardon me. Hi, Bauer. Let's hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Good morning, Bauer. Sorry, I kept you on for a few minutes there. Go ahead.
Okay. Please, sir. Good morning to you, and then please, I just want to ask you a question based on the asset declaration. Okay. My question is that I heard it saying that the appropriate time for public office holder to declare their assets is 3 months after resuming office. So my question now is that backed by law?
It's in the Asset Declaration Act.
The declaration of the assets.
It's in the Assets Declaration Act. Yeah. There's an Assets Declaration Act. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Please, there's another question I want to ask that I don't understand over there. The issue about the voter ID card. Hello, sir.
Please go ahead.
Okay. The issue about the voter's ID card, I think it's now in the flow of the district what it was Supreme Court for them to determine.
Okay.
But I also heard that Parliament has gone on to pass this year, so I don't understand that, please.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bao, for asking that question. So the EC's actions are being challenged in court, but the EC is still taking the action. right? So what the EC is currently doing is being challenged in court, but it doesn't stop the EC. They didn't file an injunction for the EC to stop what they're doing pending the decision. Okay, Bao, I hope that clears it up for you. We are wrapping up. That Bao is our final caller. So Mr. Minister,
yes,
your final caller.
Yes. Yeah. So the issue is that for Parliament to sit down to allow this CAI and approve this CAI, clearly it's an indictment on their status as members of Parliament, and they've let their people down. Because across all regions, and we did some analysis, and I'll send you a copy of the data of the voters, people who are on the voters register, and the people who have the NI card. A lot of people who have
the voter ID card,
the people who are on our register as at December 2019, and then the people who have been registered on the NI system, and you could see that the disparity, about 8 to 10 million people who are on the register do not have the NIA card.
Right.
And they are members of Parliament who are supposed to be in Parliament to protect their interests, goes to sit in Parliament and approve a law that seeks to disenfranchise them. Clearly this is unthinkable. And I'm disappointed. Right. And if yesterday Parliament did something, for a long time they did vote separation, where they counted the number of people who were for and against. Now I want to assure anybody, go to the records of Parliament, find out how your member of Parliament voted. If your member of Parliament voted for this CI to be approved, and you are somebody who has just the NIA card, and you go to the polls, vote against that member of Parliament.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Thompson, for joining us. He's with the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, ASEPA. And he was our guest this morning. Earlier, we spoke to Mahama Yariga, who is also the member of Parliament for Boko Central. My name is Daniel Dazi. This has been Beyond the Headlines. Up next, we sink our teeth into a very juicy topic on Relationship Wednesdays. Office romance. I'm tempted to ask Mr. Thompson, but we asked him here to talk about the Electoral Commission. Office romance, for or against? Having a relationship with your boss, for or against? There's a crack panel that's going to deal with it. Stay with us.
Well, I'm Peter.
Ghana won independence in 1957. When did Ghana become a republic?
1954.
Hey! This is your song. Pimpana bana. Pimpana bana na na. Pimpana bana. Pimpana bana wa na minu dewu. And you remember no? Sugar Daddy song. Typical Sugar Daddy song.
Money in a hand, back in the ground.
What don't you know? Shows Saturday at 5 p.m. and repeats on Friday at 3 p.m.
Joy Prime, real entertainment.
No one, no training, no amount of preparation can get any professional ready for this kind of pandemic.
We feel safe because you know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
I want to say thank you to the first responders and the ambulance crew, rushing to situations unknown.
The call center operatives who stay on the other end of the phone lines 24/7. Thank you.
To cleaners at the hospitals and in isolation centers. Today, your job is more dangerous than ever. Thank you, Akbenami.
We feel safe because we know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
1 year recording deal for 2 singles, 60,000 word of airtime on Joy Prime, 10,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Grab your right of being crowned the ultimate winner of Prime Studio. Remember that you still have what it takes to push your favorite contestant to the top. Who will it be? Melissa or Kessie? Naja, Good Boy legend Arte, Wally Sticker, Kisses, Kwame T, Mickey J, and Kobe G. Vote for your favorite contestant by texting PS followed by the name of your favorite contestant to the short code 1903. Prime Studio, rock the world.
Joy Prime, real entertainment.
Something is coming.
Yes.
To happen.
I bought me so.
Do you know something we call forgets?
Yes, please.
Have you ever had Your Honor, is she asking questions or is she preaching? What is the meaning of this?
I really, really love my husband.
Isn't that lovely, man?
The timetable is it 212 or 313? Oh, don't do, if you do that, my tech will rise right now.
Sentinel.
I see. Council.
Your Honor.
What's the color of your jacket?
Kejetia versus Mokola, showing Monday to Friday at 2:30 p.m.
Joy Prime, real entertainment.
Say this rhyme with me. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and all play and no work makes Jack a lazy boy. We've been learning from home all this time on Ghana's first educational channel, Joy Learning. Now it's time to have fun and prove to other schools how beautiful our uniforms are. Yes, the Joy Learning Uniform Challenge on Instagram is the place to prove this. Follow us on Instagram at joy_learning TV. Take a beautiful picture of yourself in your school uniform from home. Post your picture and tag us at joy_learning TV. #uniform challenge. Win the bragging rights as the school with the most beautiful uniform in GH, as well as the most well-dressed student title, and be acknowledged on all our social media handles and Joy Learning TV. Please, all students, stay away from this contest too. But if you still have your uniform as fresh and beautiful, you can try it. Why not? Joy Learning. Keep learning.
A loving son.
Guess who's home?
An adoring daughter. Two families. At war.
Never you refer to me as your friend ever again.
It's to sell his business. But there is a snag.
What are you doing in my office?
A past betrayal has sent these two families on a warpath.
We have not seen each other in 20 years.
What's going on?
Now, their children's love draws back the agony of the past.
I do not want to ever see you with my daughter ever again.
So you went to see her?
Nobody went to see anyone. Where are you going?
To see her.
Joy Prime, real entertainment.
Thank you so much for bringing us this update from
Interesting, right here on the show. Before we do that though, let me say the show is proudly brought to you by Fan Milk Ghana Limited. Thank you so much, Fan Milk. As you can see right on our screen here, we've got some Fan Max products over here. You can get this to the home instead of coming out to buy it, okay? So it's very simple. 0551 767676. You can order this ASAP to your home if you live in Accra, Kaswa, or in Tema for now, okay? Just for now. Stay at home with Fat Milk. Thank you very much. I know you've got some CB conversations for us.
This is how you miss me on the show. So
yes.
I'm just gently reminding you that you should have CB capsules at home. And for the men, it enhances your urine if you're wearing a catheter, whatever challenge Are you not listening? I've been telling you for the past weeks that you should have CB capsules, and for the women as well. At the end of the month, the challenges with your period, itches, discharge, girl code challenges, I know. I recommend CB Women capsule for you. This is brought by or produced by Susie Herbal Center. My favorite one, which is a universal product, is the CB soap, and that's for manicure and pedicure. Also, did you know that Multimedia is the first organization that distributed branded face masks? And so here is the announcement for you. Wearing an appropriate face mask helps prevent coronavirus. However, not everyone, especially the poor and vulnerable, can afford face masks. And so a coalition of event planners in collaboration with the Multimedia Group Limited and support of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly invites you to help join in providing masks for all. So you want to help by donating your masks or more to, you can call these numbers 059 58 51160. 059-5851-160. Now today we are launching it as well at East Legon at 11 a.m. You can join in to help provide a lot of masks for people.
Well, MFA, today if I bought you pizza from Eddie's Pizza and you received 2 instead of 1, it wasn't because I paid for the next one, it's because the next one is actually free. So if you call this number now, 055-24-98103, 055-24-98103. If you call it right now and place an order for a pizza from Eddie's Pizza, you get an extra one. Do this every Tuesday and Wednesday, and voila, you have it for free. So now let's go into our conversation. So I work in this environment and I spot this very beautiful woman, and naturally I'm drawn to her, and it gets into a relationship. Now question is it right? Is it wrong? Can we last? Can we not last? What happens? The butterflies in your tummy when you see her or him? Office romance is our conversation this morning, Emifa.
I agree. Question is, are you for it or not? So let me even put out the numbers so that when we open the phone lines, you can call us, share with us your experience and even your thoughts. 0246807983, 0246807983. Call us. Have you been in an office romance? How did it end? Did you break your legs? Did you break your heart? Or did you build a heart? We're joined by...
Well, this morning we are joined by 2 people, 2 very special people. So we have Kester Osei joining us. Kester, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good too. Well, on Kester's side, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Sad. Amazing how it didn't work for it.
It's very unfortunate. But yes, it didn't work.
And we have Inimwa Inim Ado joining us as well. On her side, it's working. Oh, it worked.
It's worked, it's working, it will work. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Where do we start from the negative or the positive?
You know, I always bear the good news, so you... But you had, look at public knowledge. I've gathered a lot of information about you, so I don't trust that you say it didn't work.
Wow, I'm hurt.
Wow. Are you hurt?
But I mean, it's an amazing experience, you know, for starters. Where I found myself, I was in a position to influence, you know, so it was a new establishment, and my girlfriend at that time wasn't working, so I was like, okay, so why don't I just, you know, get her on the space? It wasn't quite a positive remark, you know, because I just put it out to people, like, what do you guys think about this thing? I want to do this. My girlfriend is not working, and I have the opportunity to get her a job. You know, I run it with my boss, and he's like, fine, I mean, it's okay. If you guys are going to stay professional and everything, which we actually stay professional, but for the relationship, it suffered a lot, you know. But for starters, it's good. It depends on how you guys, you know, work around it, you know, so that's
Let me even go to Aminim to ask what office romance is. Maybe
I think it's really just when you meet somebody and you work with them, and so you're sharing the workspace with them. Whether it's really close or really far, if it's the same. I mean, for example, Multimedia, worldwide, we have about 700 or so workers. So I guess if, you know, you were dating one of the 700, it would still be an office romance because it's the same organization. It could be somebody in your team. So it's really somebody who you share the workspace with.
Are you actually for or against? Straight away.
Well, I'm for it. I don't like to put impediments in the way of true love. Bill Gates and Melinda, who've been married for over, 40 years, their romance actually started as an office romance.
Please, whether Bill Gates in the office. Right here in Prime Studio. Can I get any Bill Gates, please?
Well, so there have been great success stories, you know, when it comes to meeting at work. It's really about how you navigate the relationship, as with any other thing. I met my husband and we worked together for about 5 years. The fact that we worked together actually built a stronger relationship because I got to know parts of him that I probably wouldn't have. Do you remember when there was a lockdown and there were so many memes going around and people were like, oh, I had my husband on a Zoom call. And I'm like, I don't even know this guy. Who is this guy? You know, giving out instructions and all of that. And so it definitely gives you a certain view of the person that you're with that you may not get if you don't work with them. So I think it's exciting.
So okay, Kester, you actually recommended her to come and work in the same space.
Same space, yes.
Did you do this out of, and I'm just asking you two very sensitive questions. Did you do this out of the fact that you liked her and you wanted her closer in your space, or genuinely she didn't have a job and you were just helping as a friend?
Genuinely.
And did she have the skill?
I was going to ask, did she qualify for the role?
She qualified. So aside the whole relationship thing, she qualified because she went through the interview process and everything. She qualified.
But did you not influence the process by the fact that you were there? I'm sorry, I'm not
trying. We have to question him.
Well, she qualified, and well, of course, there was a little bit of influence in there.
Okay.
You know, but she was fit for the job. So probably that was the extra that she had over the other people.
Okay.
So
but she was qualified.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I will still come back to that though.
Yes, please.
5 years in the office, were you working closely or you were?
Well, yeah, we were. I mean, this was in London, so we used to drive a DHL van together, and he would drive and I'd get down and deliver the parcels, and you know, and so yes, it was very close proximity. I mean, wake up 3:30 in the morning, head to the depot, do all of that, you know, finish work, come home, you know. So yes, it was. But the thing is, it was amazing because your partner is kind of like your best friend, you know. So if you can manage conflict and if you can respect each other's space, you know, even when you have to share the same physical space, then I don't think that's a problem. It takes definitely a lot of maturity.
The problem is there's no tape measure for management. So later on the show, we'll have the manager for HR shared services, HR for shared services multimedia. Raymond will join us, and he would share his experience, and he will also tell us the other side.
Is Raymond coming to
sanction us? Maybe I just want to come back to Kester. Don't be scared, you know.
I mean, it's all in the past now.
How was the relationship like in the office? Okay, and then what led to the breakup?
So the breakup actually happened after, you know, we both left. So for a while we started, and 3 months into the relationship, I was pretty much getting tired of seeing her. It was unfortunate, but actually was getting tired because I couldn't talk to the other ladies in the office, and anytime you try, and I'm a nice guy, you know, so I just be extra nice to the ladies, and my girlfriend didn't like it.
What do you mean by you're a nice guy?
Oh, like
sir.
I mean, I like to talk to the ladies, not in the other way that she would think. But you know, ladies, some ladies just see you and think you want to do something with the other lady. So maybe trust issues. So she will always complain, I don't like the way you're talking to
right
this girl.
there. Why am I not thinking that you want to do something with a beautiful lady behind the cameras? Because you haven't shown anything as such.
Yes, so I mean, when you move to me, I'm going to smile, I'm going to, you know, be nice to you and everything. But well, if your girlfriend is around, they expect you to behave in a certain type of way.
Okay, let me take it. I'm going to come back to anymore. Let me ask this.
Yeah.
So the thing is that assuming your girlfriend wasn't or weren't working in the same environment, would that have changed the way you would have interacted with the ladies?
No. I mean, that's the way I vibe. That's the way I talk to people, especially ladies.
Do you think she felt disrespected at a point in time? I mean, from the way you'd engage with some of the other
Well, I guess so because she talked about it a couple of times.
Okay, now let me flip the script now. Sorry, I'm still staying on you. Let me flip the script now. Would you be okay if you had seen her engaged with other men or other guys in the office same way as you had?
I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem, you know, because it wasn't anything beyond the level, you know, the set level. You understand? I won't, you know, hug you extra. I won't touch you. I won't do anything. It's just the conversation. You know, I just love to be happy all the time. I like talking, so maybe I just want to find out how your day is going and stuff like that. But she didn't, you know, like see it in a good way.
We'll still stay on you. We'll come back to Anima. But how did your colleagues assess your relationship and even your output for work?
Well, for work, you know, there was a line. If it's work, if we're in the office, strict, you know, we're just doing what we're supposed to do.
Who drew that line? You or HR?
Well, I was more like the boss. You know, it was a company where I was in charge and I had to, you know, put things right. So everybody knew I had something to do here. I was stating here. But when it's work, is work. You know, sometimes you have to cover for her because she hasn't been able to finish up her work or something like that, which were some of the things that actually worried the relationship. Because you can't be stern on her. You have to, if you vex her or something, you're going to get it back when you guys are out of the office.
When we get home, now who's boss?
And it was a 5
you know?
years. 5 years. Tell me, what are some of the ingredients that you put in there for it to work for 5 years?
It's just like what he's saying, you know, and listening to him, I can tell obviously why it wouldn't work, because there's the power dynamic, you know. So if you're seeing somebody who is above you in terms of work, then there's a bit of a problem, because it does kind of influence, you know, whether you're motivated, whether you're being held accountable, you know, whether you're being told off. And so those things definitely, like he said, it spills over into the house, and so there's a problem. I've never dated anybody who's been like above me at work, so that dynamic hasn't come in. But I think it's also important that you maintain a sense of personal responsibility, especially for work. Because my work actually has nothing to do with the fact that I am dating you. It's nice that you're in the office and I can smile at you from perhaps across the table, but I'm still, you know, responsible for my job, my deliverables, and all the things that I need to do. When there's that sense of professionalism, then it doesn't spill over, and then there's not that much interaction, especially if when you're not actually doing the same thing. If you are doing the same thing, it's important that roles are defined work-wise, that expectations are listed work-wise, so that you fulfill your expectations, you fulfill your roles, and then you close, and then you go home, and then you can chat and insult whoever you want to insult.
Have you felt jealous of an action that he's taken in the office that made you, a bit worried about the way he's acting? Like, oh, don't go too close. Hey, I mean, now Corona is here, so we know hugs and handshakes. Thank God.
I think that jealousy is relatively normal, and I don't think that if you see the person you love interact with somebody in an over-familiar way and you don't feel anything, that's right. I think you will feel something. The thing is to put it in perspective. Okay, so this person that I love, or my boyfriend, is talking to this girl. You have to learn how to, as women, you have to learn how to logically analyze things. So you look at it from an outside.
Please repeat it again. This is the statement the men have been waiting for years. Did you just say it again? You have to analyze.
You have to learn how to logically analyze.
Butterflies running around in your tummy. Do you have the energy and time?
You need to learn how to self-soothe. You need to learn how to breathe. You need to learn to tell yourself to not overreact. And you just need to take a minute and come back and look at it objectively. Otherwise, you will ruin your relationship.
Just to say that office romance is not for persons who do not have rationality.
You have to develop that, whether office or not, because at some point you'll go out even with your husband who works in Dubai, you know, and some beautiful waitress will be serving you dinner.
You know what?
And
we have to be nice. We have to act nice to the person. You know?
On that note of a beautiful waitress.
You dare not look at the waitress when she's walking away.
All of a sudden your neck is so heavy.
You can just be like, hey, see, she has a nice dress out there or something.
Maybe,
so you can
we know it's not the dress you're looking
at. Maybe you go like, waitress, can you please get me water, please?
Please call us on 0246-807983, 0246-807983. Any more? Was there any particular point that you felt that, listen, I love you, but I really wish I wasn't working with you?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, after a long day, you've spent the whole day with the person, it's going to be you again.
Another day at home.
Yeah.
But,
that sets
you just hear the expressions like, it's going to be you again.
Yes.
But then you put on some Grams Morgan, you know, and you play Darling It's You, and you think about the fact that I get to spend my life with you. What a blessing. So I'm going to take a walk, and then when I come back, the love will have
it will come back. How did you break up? What led to the breakup? Was it because of the office relationship?
It played like what, 70%, because it got to a point I had to ask her to, you know, to find another job. So I helped her find another job, and then she left. But down the line, 3 months down the line, it just wasn't working, because we were in the office for about 6-7 months, and I was seeing her every day. You know, it was
only 6 months.
Yeah,
did you get anyone 5 years?
Well, yeah, I mean, there are levels to this. You know, so it got like, as she said, you see her every day, and oh man, like there are parts where you're actually excited to see her in the office. She's looking good because of you and stuff like that. But it gets to a time it's really boring. It gets really.
You mentioned something looking good. We'll come to that topic shortly.
We have a caller. Hello, Christian. Hi, Christian.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you in an office romance?
No, I'm not in an office romance.
Okay.
But I think that when you are in a relationship, good.
Sorry, Christian, we can't hear you. Oh, we lost Christian on there.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure it's fun.
And then I want us to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just asking about the clothing.
Yeah.
And the fact that, and this probably goes into about, do you, well, it's more to the women. So, did you at any point in time, like, feel like she's showing off too much, or she's... gentlemen.
There was a time, I think not once, not twice, I think a couple of times, where, she will put on something and like, no, this is too much. She had a nice curve and everything, so she was wearing a skirt that...
He was seeing too much.
Yeah. He didn't want other people to see too much.
Yes, exactly. So I was like, I think you should work on this,
Was it what you were seeing, or is what you think she's showing? We have a caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Can you please speak a little louder?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I know you're calling from Kumasi, but please tell me your name.
Miss K.
Miss K.
Miss K. Hi, Miss K.
Hi, Mafa. How are you?
Very well, thank
you.
Thank you. Thank you for asking.
I wouldn't endorse office romance in the sense that it doesn't help it really at work, because it will get to a point, especially, women, you are very jealous. So it gets to a point that you see your man talking to another person, whatever it is, you might even get jealous. And probably men like to see office girls around, like top ladies, like you and Jeffrey are friends. So if Jeffrey's wife was supposed to be in the same office, probably at a point she might get jealous of you. So like I wouldn't endorse it. It's not a good thing to do. Especially in a business, it doesn't really promote it. So I think it's a no-no for office romance.
All right, thank you so much, Miss K. This brings me to, your type of office romance. I'd say most of it was happening in the van. If it was a proper official setup, do you think that you'd have challenges?
I think that there are challenges with all relationships. So it's really about perspective again, about how much you love the person, about how much you want to make it work. I think the mistake that we make is sometimes we approach love as a very emotional thing, but you have to learn that it's more than how you feel. There's actually systems, there's actually things that make relationships work. It's important that you get the knowledge. So if you're in an office romance, there's so much work that has been done. There's so much data and research on how to make office relationships work, how to, draw boundaries, how to feel this, how to feel that. Spend some time, invest in that, read about it, equip yourself with the knowledge, which is why the Bible says, in all you're getting, understanding or knowledge or wisdom, one of them. So you know what I mean? So once you equip yourself like that, then you can actually function. But this is not exclusive to office room. In every relationship, you have to learn.
I mean, that's established. In even in marriages, there's always challenges. We're talking about the ones that you have taken a conscious step towards, that it will give you more challenges. Where
I don't think it gives you more challenges.
It's still
I really don't think so. It depends on your personalities. It depends on your level of maturity. But I really don't think that it gives you.
Are you okay with a public display of romance? No.
I don't have a problem with PDA, especially if the HR is fine. If you can't date at work, there's no reason why I would see you and not hug you. I mean, obviously I won't French kiss. I mean, that's a bit over the top. I mean, but that's a bit the one with the tongues and everything involved. But I mean, yeah, exactly. But I mean, a kiss here and there. Hey, babe, are you okay? A hug. How's your day going? Why not? It's like a dose of cold water on a very hot.
Yeah, I mean, okay, Kessa, you're going to say something.
Maybe in her case, they were driving around. There was a lot more activity happening. But in my case, like it's in the office, and like the van provided some sort of variety. Yeah, so you're always going to talk about it, like see this, talk about it, see that, talk about it.
Kessa, hold on. If she were here, what would she be saying? Now, I'm just taking one side of the view, so I feel like you're speaking as if she did everything wrong to make it not work. I mean, if she were here, what was her argument about this breakup?
Well, I'm sure she would have said the same thing, but she was actually ready to go the extra, where I complained of, just getting tired and everything, and she was like,
You
we
got
can
tired?
work around it. Yes.
Oh, we'll come to this question
Exactly.
on tiredness in a
Yeah.
bit. And I don't know whether you were doing push-ups, maybe emotional tiredness. We'll come to this shortly as well. We've got Nanekia. Is it Nanekia as well? Nanekia, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you, Nanekia?
I'm very, very fine.
You sounded. What is the situation with you? Are you okay?
Yes, I was. And then it's something so serious, especially when you were jealous. But with my case, I think he made me less jealous when he used to compliment me and say, "Oh, these girls, I really saw them, but I came for you, and I'm so into you." But hey, let me say something. When there is a small time, we just find some time to play some romance. Yes, that one is true. Yes. But it was a large institution. We had a lot of spaces around. We just stick around. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. but
it went after work.
Okay.
It worked. But later on, some cases, and then we went to pass. Right now, I'm married and I'm willing to do it over and over again with my husband at work. It's so lovely.
Oh, wow. Isn't that sounds so lovely.
It does,
okay.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Okay. I can imagine how it felt like waking up every morning and coming to work and seeing him.
Yeah, then he used to wait for me. He used to pick me up to work, and it was so nice.
So you weren't coming from the same house.
We were both enjoying. Yeah.
Okay, wait, is he the same person you're married to?
No.
How does your husband feel about, remembering the past and how
Wanting
nice
to do it all over again.
Actually, my husband knows him. And then he knew I liked him, but some hatred.
You got me pulling my nose mask down and saying, he knows him.
Yes, I'm saying I would love to do office romance over and over again with my husband.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, have some fat milk, yeah? Have some fat milk.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
At the end of the day, it didn't work, so.
So are you saying that you would actively not fall in love with anybody in your office, even if the affection was really strong?
Well, it's bound to happen, because a recent study was in 2016 was about 40% have office romances, and once you see somebody every day, you talk to the person, there's a likelihood of you guys moving or trying to move the extra mile. So it definitely happens, but it depends on how you do it. I've been in institutions where people are actually married and working together.
Yeah.
But it takes, as you said, a lot of courage and discipline. You have to be really disciplined, because there are a lot of things that you have to just overlook and then just keep it working, and then work after you go home and then you sort out everything.
Would you kiss him in the office?
Yes. We'll go for a break. When we come back, Rema Labi joins us. He's bringing your sunshine in your mouth.
Enjoy your deliciously rich and creamy Richoco, made from the finest Ghanaian cocoa, milk, and sugar.
Yummy.
Richoco, made from the finest Ghanaian cocoa. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Life sometimes presents us with unexpected situations. Like in the event of a fire outbreak, it takes less than 20 minutes to move from this to this. Timing is everything. Dialing 112 in the event of an emergency gives you direct access to the Ghana National Fire Service with a guarantee of the fastest response time. And now with the National Digital Property Addressing System, be rest assured that we can locate you directly at your point of call. So never hesitate to call in the event of a fire emergency. Dial 112. 112. Help will come. 112. We are safe. Avoid prank calling, as it can lead to loss of life of persons in actual need of help.
Stack, and I'm joined by one of my favorite persons here at Multimedia, Raymond Labi. He's HR for Shared Services. He says this as it is, and if you joke around, he sends you your sanction. I hope that anymore doesn't get a sanction this morning. Raymond, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Okay, so I'm very well, thank you. I'm just reminding you that I'm asking for a date. Yeah. On the 14th of June, exactly at 4 p.m. What are you doing? Can we have a date? Can you tune in to Joy Prime as Wendy Shea thrills you with live and exciting acoustic performances? And then it will be a virtual concert, actually. It's on Joy Prime Live at 4 p.m. on 14th of June. You do not want to miss it. Let's make a date, all right? So, Raymond, when you were not here, they were talking about office romance, so some people said it is good, or some people said it's not good. Do you have experiences yourself?
Yes, yes.
Oh, by the way, the birthday message to your wife. Did you write it yourself or Shakespeare did?
No. When it's within, it comes out.
All right. Anyway, so share with me your experience if you have any. Did you date anybody before marrying your wife? Any experience with office romance?
No, I think I'm a beneficiary of this wonderful thing you call office romance. And I still have my wife beside me, so it's going strong.
So you met your wife in the office?
Yeah.
And the kitchen's open?
Oh yeah. I think what happened? You know, as a young man, people will be putting pressure on you. When are you settling down? You are looking at the market. But I think I was a branch manager at ProCredit, and we're having a credit committee to approve a loan facility for a client. And I think she came to my office to drop a file, and then she turned to move. And there I realized the beauty of God. I just looked at the legs and I said, why haven't I seen this all this while? So then I made a decision that let's make a move. I know I'm a product of GIG. I did PR and advertising, and attracting the client is key. So for me, the leg was attraction.
So she came over to your office, delivered a file, she turned around to go, and you decided to appreciate the beauty of God. You saw the beauty of God in her legs.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, I want to know how long you dated and how difficult it was, even if it was anyway.
Right, so basically, it was a year and a half. We were done.
You didn't have challenges?
The two challenges. As a branch manager and knowing the policy of the business, I needed to cross that barrier. And the people you work with, they are faster than you are. So within minutes, they were getting ideas that the manager was making the right moves. So you could see them talking in pockets. And I said, oh, I'll show you that I'm the BM.
Yeah, the BM.
So I called a meeting, and I officially told them that your branch manager is now having a relationship with Elise, which is beyond the official working relationship.
Okay.
So I silenced all the rumor mongers.
Right. Now tell me, let's look at the human resource side of this. I know that some companies would put out policies that no office romance strictly. Some companies would also say that it's fine if you can manage it, if it doesn't eat. What is your take as a human resource person?
Mine has been influenced by the kind of results I've achieved with having office romance. So for me, what I say is that let's use what we call notification.
Okay.
The time you realize that you have a relationship which is beyond official, then you need to notify human resources. Like when you become pregnant, the rule says that alert human resources, so that will take measures to make sure that the pregnancy goes through smoothly.
Okay.
The same way I realized that where I've reached with you is now very serious, then you need to alert human resource. Then what they will do is that they will do the risk analysis. As a branch manager and as a teller, will it be good for us to work within the same environment? I'll be doing cash count with you. There will be times you have overages, there will be times you have shortages. If you are not careful, I'll be compromised in that situation. So once I notify human resources and we do the analysis, we might decide to do what we call shifting cultivation. Move you from one office to another office to enable us get to a point where we will not compromise our processes. Welcome. Right, so basically for me, notify, do the risk analysis, and then take a decision.
Is that the standard practice that human resource requires, or every company should, customize their requirement?
I believe this should cover most companies.
Okay.
I don't like those who are the extreme side of the policy where once you notify, they'll fire one person. I am not a believer in that, and I will seriously fight such a policy. I believe that people should have the right to interact, and nothing should stop them. What we need to do is that what is the risk of two people being in a relationship within a certain setting? Once we are sure, we take measures to help them. Probably they are your best of workers. They just want to throw them. And it has caused a lot of problems in some relationships. I have examples of people I know who have to move out, and sometimes it's difficult getting back to the right kind of job. Let's say you are a lady, very hardworking. You are moving in a certain trajectory to become a senior person. Then because of my relationship with you, you have to drop out. Who says that I am the better potential than you are? So allow the two people to harness their potential.
But which one becomes of a higher risk? Dating somebody of your boss or a colleague? Which one is more difficult? This is pure experience, not a...
You see, once people are ethical, some of these things will not arise. And I think a lot of people are not ethical in these things. You see, when you're going out, it's a journey you want to undertake. The outcome, you are not sure. So you have to make it in such a way that at the end point, if you want to separate, you don't have any cry, I won't have any cry. But what I've seen is that most people entangle themselves in so many things that at the point that they realize that they cannot make it, you are so much hurt. But if we have a good relationship, we obey all the protocols. Now, I think it's become a popular word. We obey all the protocols. Let's say, if you're a Christian, the issue about sex is clear, and we stay off it. The day I think it's not working, what is your challenge? We'll go and won't have any problem. But because there are no protocols, there are no rules, the two parties are not ethical. The moment they want to separate, then there are issues.
You see, I'm having a little challenge here because it's like trying to mix water with oil. Asking somebody who's head over heels in love to adhere, to be rational, to be ethical. How feasible is this?
It is. It is your makeup. It is my makeup.
So office romance is not for everybody?
Yes, you have to ask yourself, who am I? And once you're able to answer the question, you say that I would not be able to go in. Some ladies are jealous. Some guys are very jealous. In my experience, I have to be very hard on my lady.
Why do you say very hard? Is that fair?
Yes, because I'm supposed to keep the standards. I don't want anybody to have the perception that I'm lowering the standards when it comes to Elise. So she's at committee. I'll ask all the 100 questions I'm supposed to ask. I will add 2 more. So that when you raise the argument that Raymond is doing favoritism, I'll show you the evidence.
How sure am I that all these questions that you're asking Elise, you didn't rehearse with her?
No.
Make sure that she's put in a good light.
Not at all.
Okay.
So at a point you say, you're being too... I said, no, it's for our sake. We need to set the standards. We need to make sure that people will not have the cause to speak about our relationship.
Okay.
Yes, so in that situation, it becomes, a loss for me. Because outside of the office, you want to be the nice guy, then they'll play back the tape. I say, Raymond, manager, you are showing your level. I'm now in charge.
Right, so the tables always turn.
Definitely. But once you're able to bring it to that point that I'm doing it for the good of the two of us, I'm telling you, you'll win in the long run. Have
you had experiences with companies? Jay is on standby actually to read social media, your comments on social media. We asked a question, would you date your boss or would you date your colleague? Which of them is even easier for you? Jay would read your comments. But have you sampled institutions that have had challenges with outputs of persons who are in love and they're working in the same space? They're genuinely having challenges because love, they say. No,
definitely there'll be challenges. There'll be challenges because if the lady is sort of pissed off with the guy, it's an emotional issue. The reverse is also true. So definitely it will impact your kind of output. If you are in the same space, let's say we have someone in human resources dating somebody in finance, they will spend some amount of time crossing over.
Okay.
It could be company work time, because you can't be in the same space within, let's say, 8 hours and refuse to see each other. So they will cross over a few times, and it's company hours that they will use. But I expect that it will energize them to make sure that I've lost 10 minutes having a chat with my lady. I need to put in extra. And once you see the person's output, you will let some of these little things slide.
Okay, I think I get the import of your message. We'll come back to you again, but let's go to JJ. Is on standby.
Well, MFI, let me say I've been laughing all through.
I've laughed all through.
Reading the comments that are coming in, it's very interesting what people think. Now, we had two questions we put up. The first one was, do you mind dating a colleague? Okay, and let's find out what people are saying on our platform here with Daryl. So let's scroll down. Well, the analytics here give a neutral, just at the lowest point, saying that people are not too sure whether yes or no. They are in the middle. Okay, maybe. Okay, yes. Okay, no. However, quite a number of high people and a number of a bigger percentage is saying that this is something we're going to go for. Well, 44% of the people we've so far shared their comments are saying yes, they mind. They would definitely want to date their colleagues. But let's see what they're saying in there. So Talatu says, very difficult because I'm too jealous. And that's a very negative comment, saying that no, he's not going for dating a colleague at work. There are some things that I cannot bear, and it's true. Some people say that
being able to identify who he is.
Who he is, like what Roland is saying, Raymond is saying. Let's move on. Bra AB says, I don't mind if we truly love each other. Okay. Well, Anaba says, I don't mind if we love each other, and also the relationship doesn't interfere with our work. I'm cool. That's very difficult. It's a question I want you to find out if it's possible. Well, Ben says, I'm married to my colleague. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Let's move on. We have some more comments coming in. Amofa Richie says, guys, love is in the air. If you're a guy and is single, you can. Time no day. Life is too short. Okay, I'm trying to relate that to the conversation. Immaculate says, well,
Sandra.
What Cassandra? Well, Sandra
Apia, yeah.
Well, oh yeah, Sandra Apia Butchie says, if he's older and richer than me, I don't mind.
Go girl.
Interesting.
Go girl. We'll have a meeting on that, okay?
Is that something you should ask? Is that something that really can influence a relationship for a lady to want to date a guy in the office?
It's not just something. Plenty things. Raymond, don't you worry yourself.
I should
Please go on, yeah.
See, these are what I call the periphery of the issue, because relationship is about deeper things. So the icing on the cake will be how rich the person is, but the content is on that. And if you follow this, after 2 years, you will find your true level. So for me, let's look for the things that will make the two of you tick. And I think when you finish, I'll share some few things.
Well, very interesting. Wealth playing a key role in relationships here. Obviously, if your boss is rich, you know your boss is taking a bigger salary, and he's looking at you with a second eye like, I think I like you. And you see him park his brand new SUV at work. I'm sure you want to say, this guy, it's worth it. Anyway, let's pick up one more comment and switch the question around. This one from Emilia Teta says, if we love each other, why not? Immaculate says, love has no restrictions. So if only there's love in it, it will work.
Okay. We're on standby for the second question that we asked, but in the meantime, let me say a happy birthday to Helen Ajiman Bedu of Aviance, Ghana, Kotoka International Airport, and it's from your husband Charles, and he says, love you bunch. Happy birthday, my lady.
Thank you very much. Well, lastly, before I run out of here, so we switched the question and asked, so would you be comfortable dating your boss or employee in the workplace? Well, let's put more focus on the boss. And again, we have a higher percentage of people saying no, they wouldn't do it, whilst 44% are saying that, well, they might consider. Those who are still confused, 8%. Let's pick up some few comments. 4 comments in here. First one from David Gomes says, why would anyone set limitations for finding love? I sure will. True. Rosemary says, I will never date my boss or my employee. Why don't I need self-respect? Why? I don't need self-respect, Anna. Interesting. Amofa Richie says it's quite cool if both are single, they can date and marry. And your name also positive comment says, wow, the two of you always look good together. Okay, in the photo they put. Thank you. Okay, yes, the picture you see in there, and we're standing to each other's eyes and saying to ourselves, would you?
What are we doing here?
Interesting. One last comment here. Let me pick it from Akon Janet. Can you please come down to Akon Janet? Please scroll down to Akon Janet. It says, "Easy cry. I have seen some before, and now they are married with a baby girl." And lastly, Brakweku says, "Ladies, please order your hair." Okay, all right. Promo on there. Hold on with that, my brother. Lastly, Aqua Mingle says, or Ikia Mingle, I'm sure, says. It won't be easy, so me, I can't. More comments coming. Thank you very much. Powered by Deuro as well in Ponte Technology for our social media sentiments. Thank you so much. More comments coming in. We'll definitely read them before we run out of here. Emefa?
So, Raymond, pretty simple. What are the rules, if there is any?
So, I think we've spoken about being ethical, and I can really leave it at that.
Okay.
You need to be ethical. Secondly, you also need to understand the rules of the business.
Okay.
Okay, so that you don't miss work with romance. If it is time for work, you focus on that.
See here, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're supposed to measure how well people are able not to mix work with romance, how is that possible? How many people have worked to that and then it was successful? Not makes it work with...
I don't want to go, I don't have their permission, but I know of a gentleman and a lady. And they work within the same institution, and you could see them walk past each other, and they will not communicate. They understand that, Charlie, we've come to work. And it's a perfect example of appreciating why you are at work and what you need to do. If it's lunchtime, they could decide to go to lunch together. And they've done it so well. You see, when you understand and appreciate the dynamics, you know. So I have a living testimony, but I don't have their permission to mention their names.
Oh, sadly, how I wish I could push you to mention their names.
Oh,
so
you could say a K and a B, for those who know.
If you know, you know. So if you know, you know. It's a K and a B. Okay. So you're of the view that institutions should allow people to feel free, choose love wherever. However, the persons who are in love should send a notification. Say that well so that maybe people can pick a clue.
So let water find its own level.
Okay.
But what is the environment? Notify once you get to a certain point where it is serious. And be ethical in your dealings. Once you are ethical, you will not do things that on the day you want to separate, there will be issues.
Okay. I agree. Anyway, so we're still reminding you that you should purchase CB Men Capsule and CB Women Capsule for the women. At least you can manage your menstrual challenges at the end of the month. Itches, discharge. If you don't think that you're struggling with as a woman, we recommend CB Women Capsule for you. Now for the men, enhances your urine flow. If you're wearing a catheter, any double urinal, every other urinal problem, we recommend a CB capsules for you. And it's produced by Susie Herbal Center. And I can call them on 0247-111-671, 0247-111-671. And also CB soap is for pedicure and manicure. All you have to do is apply, wash and scrub for after 10 minutes. And for foot wash, you dip water in cotton, rub and apply also for 10 minutes before you take your bath. Let's also say a big thank you to Eddie's Pizza. When you buy one, you get a large one as well on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays. And then, I mean, it can even be delivered to you at home. So basically, office romance, you can go on with it if you can add and apply some, you know, ethics and discipline to it. Jay, do you still have more comments?
Well, surprisingly, in just 3 minutes, looks like it's increased. You can just tell the number of people who are against office romance. I mean, the red is showing there.
Okay.
It's quite clear. Neutral, just a few number of persons who are still confused, and a sizable number of persons who think that it's okay to date. But let's find out some of the negative comments and what they're saying. So, Doctor says, if you want to wake up at 2 a.m. and shout and sleep again, try this. Like, The problems are huge. That's what he's trying to say. The problems are huge. Phyllis says dating your boss or employee somehow is difficult to control, and certain decisions in the firm, I don't think it's a good idea. It's against some rules in some businesses. Lastly, ones end up quitting their work due to breakup because they can't bear the sight of their ex. Something that is
that's
also
another angle.
very difficult.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on that note, that's how we're wrapping up the show this morning. And I've had a great time with the comments on here.
Thank you so much, Raymond, as well. Say hello to your wife. Did you throw a party for her yesterday?
Oh, I said low key because of COVID.
Yeah.
But what I did for her, she'll have to come and announce it herself.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Stay safe.
Baking cakes can be a super daunting task, especially because a lot of people find the use of an oven very technical. But today I'm going to show you how to bake a chocolate cake without an oven. How awesome is that?